Rule on raccoon panic. The worst job I ever had was as a forensicologist for the United Nations. One time I thought I'd come across the mass grave of 1,000 snowmen, but it turns out, it was just a field of carrots.
So, how's the silence treating everyone? I hope you guys find it nice and cozy. Look, just to rip off the band-aid, the reason that it is silent is because I haven't looked into how to separate audio from tracks so that YouTube doesn't crack down, because YouTube's a lot more strict with music. So just in case anyone was wondering, the silence is deafening. Well, so am I, okay? You're jamming hard to it. I like it. It's good to see. Now, we got the microphones back out because we're going to be doing a lot of moving around today. I also have set it up so that you guys can look down on me today. So I'm glad I could get that organized. And I remembered to have my YouTube chat open. So hello, Rel. Hello over there supporting the YouTube live chat. But I will straight up admit that I forgot to see how to integrate it into here. So, anywho, you sound sleepy. I probably do because I only woke up an hour ago. But here I am. I think I'm just still getting used to my rhythm, if it were. But first things first, hi everybody! Thanks for doing your part. It's good to have you here. And also special shout out to the 50-month resubscribe. That is very, very impressive. Thank you very much. And I like the procrastinating of the cleaning. Thank you, Rel. Thank you. And yeah, hip to the hopper. Hopefully this makes a little bit more sense of why I am cleaning out the streaming room, because I moved. I left my house and this is my new house. But as you can see, it's a bit of a mess. Thank you so much for the follow as well. It's good to be here. Thank you guys as well for the patience in me getting back here. What is going on with the hair? The skylight is highlighting my flyaways. There we go. There we go. I have been settling into the UK. So for those who don't know, I am now in the UK. I've been here for 1 week. 1 week today, actually. So I have just been trying to find my rhythm, figure out all of the things that I need to purchase, and realizing it's way more than I thought it would be. But that's what the last few days have been. It's just, you know, getting a lay of the land as well. I played a whole bunch of Pokemon for those who don't care. And that actually was very helpful because it meant that I went on a lot of walks, and it meant that I was incidentally exploring my neighborhood, which made it very, very great. Thank you so much for the extra $1.
As a child, I watched Mary Poppins so many times I suffered from a condition with my sight. The doctors say I suffer from diddly.
That is a deep cut that you have to know the songs for to appreciate, but I like it. And so yeah, 1 week, not bad. So I also have this dono goal. Thank you very much for the dollary dues that have been contributed already. Any help would be appreciated because, as you can see, it's not very conducive working environment at the moment. But nonetheless, it is so good to see all of you guys. Also, Ian, I chose to ignore the fact that you said we always look down on you, but, you know, it's good that you guys have some confidence as well. Dolter as well, you guys both said it. We're streaming on YouTube too. Yes, we should be streaming, multi-streaming consistently. If it's not on YouTube, then let me know, because that means I fucked up. Is there a handy dandy command? No, the bots don't work. Goodness gracious. Can one of your tasks be spackling the screw hose? The screw hose? Well, first of all, I don't know what a screw hoe is. Secondly, all of these, I guess it would look nicer. That is a surprising amount of screw holes. Maybe I could put like a a faux wall on top of it, because I feel like spackling all of them would be a bit of a bitch. And so I know that there are like fake walls that you can just stick on. Maybe that's what I can do. I don't know what it would be. I wouldn't want it to be brick. This is the brick. But over there, I don't know. Good morning, Nova. The brick wall compliments your hair. Thank you. Have you taken the stuffed animals out of the suffocation bags? They have yet to arrive. I will see if they are en route. But last I checked, they were in Singapore. So let's see where they are now. You better pop through the doorway at the back some point. So I had this whole thing where I was going to keep the door closed the entire time and just refuse to acknowledge the door. But then I failed that on day one. So I decided that it probably would be easier if I leave it open, because I can put storage in there should I require it. Because there's actually a lot of mess behind you guys as well. So, and there's also stuff in the space that I will want to pull out. So yes, we shall be going in there is the long story short. I've been here a week and I'm still waiting for my invite to the housewarming party. I gotta clean up first, gosh darn it. Dollars in the UK? Yes, this is still in American dollars. I still get all of my payments through American dollary dues, and then I have to switch it over, but it's been working okay. The screw-hers, exactly. Clem is avoiding cleaning across 2 platforms. Damn straight. Those holes will be under the desk. You'll never notice it. Yeah, but my desk won't be here. My desk will be where the polystyrene is. You could put sound dampeners. That's clever. Yes. That's a good idea. I think that's a good idea. Just like me for real. Exactly right. Spackle bitches. That's the one. Okay, the animals seem to have not moved. They seem to still be in Singapore. So they either have not had someone close enough to them with an iPhone to pick up that they've moved, because this is now saying from the 17th of February and it is currently the 11th of March. So they're said to not have moved for a month, essentially 4 weeks, whatever it is. Or they are on the move, and that is why there hasn't been an update for a month. So,
to a proper stable surface, for the streaming purpose.
oh! That was fun! Thank you for the rhyme! Killer Grant, thank you so much for the massive $20 donation. That is very kind. I'm hoping that we can also set it up, but even if I were to order, well, okay, let me give a a little recount on what was happening. So yesterday I went to order a few things from Amazon, and my Amazon account got not frozen, what's the word? Not suspended. It got flagged, is the word. It got flagged for suspicious activity. And I was like, what the heck? What did I do wrong? No, it's not locked. I can still log in. But I went to order a bunch of stuff because apparently things are fucking expensive. And now I understand why people order off like Shein for clothes or Amazon for items, because my goodness gracious. Ah! Yeah, they caught my ass, exactly.
Just dropping by to say hi, Lodder, hi.
Hello! Thank you to Cynthia's. Thank you for the 29 months. Very much appreciated. And creating a hype train! Ah! That's the hype. Reacting to the hype. I'm so hyped. Let me move this over a smidge. It looks too smudged into the corner. There we go. Ah! No, I actually do appreciate it. That is very sweet. Do your thing. Do your thing. You do not have to chat more. That is already so much kind. Can you give us a rendition of the Thomas song? No, not until I finish my story. Yes. So Come is on the right track. Do 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 do. Do Anyway, so so my account got flagged because I ordered a whole bunch of stuff to be delivered in the UK, but I don't think that's actually what flagged my account. It's the fact that I went, oh, well, I don't need this card on here anymore, so I'll remove it, and I'll remove this card, and I'll change my my default card, and I'll change to my UK card. I'll change my default address, and so I think that's actually what flagged everything. Is not necessarily the purchases alone, but the complete overhaul of my account. So, Captain, thank you so much.
So I said to the gym instructor, can you teach me to do the splits? He said, how flexible are you? I said, I can't make Tuesdays. Also, y'all better give Clem some money. Kisses.
That is exactly what they said as well. It's a little known fact, but thank you for the little jokies and thank you for the little dollars. That is very sweet. So yes, it was acting like a completely different person. I hijacked my own account. I hacked in. And so then I had ordered some things. And as you might know with Amazon, if you have like one basket, one payment, but they can come from different places. So I had like, I think three separate orders. Yes, 3 orders from the one basket. And I got an email saying 2 of them had been cancelled. So I'm going to get my squeegee for the shower, which isn't even for me. My roomie has a squeegee, and it's so gross that I was like, that's going to be my my little replacement gift. I'll replace the squeegee. So the squeegee's gonna turn up in the next couple days. That order wasn't cancelled. But your squeegee, what's his name? Maybe we can call my roomie Squeegee. Hi SpongeBob, how you going? Yes, we do have more light in the room as well. Hi Cody Cameron, hacker voice, I'm out. And so that's gonna arrive, but what else did I order? I had ordered a camera mount so that when I do get the desk, which I did order, and that is why I've come up with this number here, because that is how much the desk I have ordered costs. Unlike IKEA, that was like double or 2.5 times the price. What happened to IKEA? I thought it was meant to be budget, but it is not. And so that is where this price has come from, because I did try to order the desk and then it got cancelled. So if I cannot get it back, then I will use this money to go towards a different desk, I guess. And the email saying that it had cancelled my 2 orders said I had to like verify my ID. So I did that last night, but it might take a few days before they let me back in. And the other thing is that it's so silly because my residential address and everything that was default, like my cards and etc., was Australian. I've moved to the UK, but my ID is a New Zealand ID. So I don't know if they'll let it through, but hopefully they'll see that I'm just... People move countries. It happens. Anyway, so that's the little Twitch tales. I don't believe you're really Clem. I'm gonna need to see some ID. Unfortunately, I left it downstairs. Bum-a-lum. It is annoying. It is annoying. So it's delayed the delivery of the desk indefinitely, but hopefully it's there. Is Clem streaming with the lights off, or is my Twitch box? No, the lights are off, but it should have at least something appearing. We've got the skylight behind me here. You may need to get on the phone with someone about it. I hope not. They just said that I had to show off my ID, so the Amazon now knows that I actually am 12. You know, I used to work at IKEA selling over 7,000 products. Give me a number between 1 and 7,000. I'll tell you about it. I feel like we simply must. How about we go 23? Oh, yeah. We'll go 23. That seems like a good answer. I'm sure you could look dodgy if you tried really hard. I got an international driving permit. That one looks pretty dodgy. So it's basically just, I don't think it's necessary, but my friend, she said that it would be worth carrying around when I'm renting cars in Europe and whatnot. Thank you for the compliment on the overalls. It's good to have them back. So I got an international driving permit, which is basically, it's literally just a piece of paper that says you can drive a car. Or maybe a motorcycle if you have a motorcycle license. And you take your own photo for it, and it's so dodgy. It's so dodgy. I didn't even think that they were going to accept the photo. So that one looks like an actual mugshot. It looks like one of those mugshots after like a celebrity has been caught with a DUI. Or just drunk in general after a night out. That's what it looks like, as it should. Thank you for updating your account. Was this you? Your account has been flagged. Try Kindle and get free shipping on all ebooks. That sounds about right. Have you showed us the skylight? I think I can if you want, especially where you are. I'm just going to move the microphone thing. Lie down with me. Oink. Is this working? Not quite. Ta-da! It's a little bit gross. And a little bit... Can you see it? I don't know which way to go. I'm not mirror imaged. There. This way? This way. There you go. Whoa, the sky. Yeah, it's actually blue sky today. And I decided to spend the morning with you guys instead. How kind of me. Sorry, out of stock. Luckily you chose that one. Cries. Hi, Meryl. I am far away, exactly. Show us the mugshot. That's downstairs too. I might be able to show you the mugshot on here if I saved it. I think it was so bad that I just deleted it. I do not immediately see it, which makes me think that I probably deleted it. I can look in my recently deleted. That's right, I have to unlock that with my face to be able to get that one. Oh, here we go. Okay. Hopefully no one texts me. That's my driving permit now. Hi, how you going, Adrian? Okay, Skylight doxing. Oh nay, yes. You can now figure out where I am based on the blue sky. Is this where you store the bodies? Not yet. We have to clean it out first. You strike me as someone who could get a fake ID to get booze with. I have actually had a fake ID once. Would you like to hear the tale? Is that grossness outside? Oh god, that sun is bright. Yes, it is outside. Oh gosh, there's a cobweb. Not that it frightens me. Whoa, there is a blind. Oh god! Okay, the skylight doesn't want to be closed. I don't even know how to keep it closed. Whoa, that was scary, man. That was scary. We had a skylight in Dutchland, kind of freaky when you're not used to them. Yes, exactly. My cousin used to have one, so but their one was so ridiculously high that they needed a pole to be able to open it, hilariously. Clem's still waking up for sure. I definitely am. Wait, for sure in seabed? Hilarious. If people need to verify who you are, just start streaming, damn straight. I'll be like, can you not see that I am linked to X Clementine so that I can use my Prime subs for free? Papers, please is right. The bird poop on the window gives it that authentic UK ambience. I think it's actually mold, to be honest, or moss rather. Yeah, hello, how you going, Jelly Bean? Welcome on in. It's good to see you. Hello, hello. Also, Adrian, I'm well. Thank you very much for asking. Welcome on in, Raiders. It's good to see you. A long time. I am actually not in Australia anymore, for your reference, Jellybean. I am now all the way over in the UK. So welcome to my new stream room. It's a bit of a work in progress. So this is also your room or your stream room? No, this will be my stream room. So the place is a 2-bedroom, so there's place for me to sleep downstairs, but this is my stream room, actually stream room. My mugshot for my ID actually looks like a mugshot. I look like a criminal, hell yeah. How long did they put you away for? Only 3 days, but you know, it was a long 3 days. Looks like you should be holding up a chalkboard with a number on it. Exactly right. Super villain candid photo. For the Raiders, I'll show you what we're talking about. This is my, my mugshot. There you go. It's just kind of like, yeah, what of it? I got arrested. Yes, DJ Adrian, I am on Twitch as well. That's where this chat is coming from. I forgot to integrate the YouTube chat into it, but I'll work on that there eventually. It's a normal photo, just wearing a judge graduation gown. The black does look like it, hey. Fake ID is the reason she had the mugshot. Hilarious. Commissioner Gordo would show that photo to Batman. Hell yeah. Hi, Lazo Kid. How you going? Have a play with it after stream. You'll get the hang of it. Yes, I think so as well. Hi, Sinister. How you going? Hi, Brett. Yes, Jelly. Bean and I have known each other for many years now. It's good to see you again. Nice to meet you as well, Casanova. There's definitely a different echo in the room because of shape. Does it bother you at all when speaking? I can't hear the echo whatsoever. It's definitely more of a microphone thing. But hopefully when I get my actual microphone set up, then it won't be so much of an issue. And potentially I could get some soundboarding. So there's my actual microphone, but I don't have a PC to plug it in at the moment. Although maybe I could see if I could plug it into my laptop. This is where Paimon will be resurrected. Hilarious. You moved to Australia, then moved to UK. Exactly right. So I'm assuming you're still back in New Zealand, but it's good to have you here. I hope you've been keeping well, Jellybean, and I do really appreciate the raid. If you need to go get some rest, I know it's late where you are, then go for it, but thanks again. I'm well. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you as well, sis. Jelly will be getting one of those soon after... Sounds like a plan. I'm on PC, I hear no echo at all. Okay, so it's just picking up on random things. Didn't recognize you're sitting on the ground. Yes. So I literally only moved to the UK last week. I arrived. And so I've just been setting up like my living space. This is not my living space. This is the attic. So I've got someone that I've moved in with, which is so much more convenient than finding my own place. So I'm very, very pleased that has worked out. And so they have gifted me the attic to be my office, my streaming room. And I'm very excited because I'm obsessed with this brick. I love it so very much. I've actually had people that don't even watch me stream but saw my Instagram story that were like, oh my god, I love the red brick. And I'm like, I know, it's so cool, isn't it? So I'm very excited to actually be making a room, a space for us here, but it will be definitely over time that will be working. But a thing, you know, these things take as long as they take. She got a great memory for Kiwis. Exactly. I can't forget a New Zealander. Also, see, Mama, I saw you asking about the Kiwi, but I missed what it was. I was meaning to go look. So that was about Boba. Of course it was. I thought it might be about my little plushy Kiwi bird. Oh, speaking of, maybe I should go get them. Maybe I can get them at the ad break. Don't bump your head. I know. I actually have had concerns of this. So if I push you guys back a little bit. Hi, Zahid. Yeah, Manu is downstairs as well. Everything's downstairs because we're going to be cleaning today. We demand. Okay, I guess maybe I could test how far this travels. So that could be okay. But let me show you the space. So I might have to move you guys back a bit. But I am 5'7" or 171 centimeters. So if I get to the middle of the room, that is where 171 centimeters is. So I think that the brick is probably still higher than 2 meters. So basically, I'm a bit concerned that if my plan is to put the desk here. And so I can't celebrate, otherwise I will, And I did think about putting the desk this way, but that's just asking for trouble. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll have to pull my desk out from the wall to avoid smacking my head. I'm 6'3", so I'd have to duck under all of that. Yeah, I think that there's a light that is just off camera here, one in the ceiling. You'd probably hit your head on that, but I think that you'd technically still fit. But you're definitely hugging the brick wall at 6'3". She's lying. She's actually 6'2". Yeah, I don't like to emasculate people, so I lie about my height. We were talking to you, but Boba never replied either. Hilarious. Hi, Zosh. How you going? Wear a helmet. That could be my new style. I need to get the space jumpsuit and a helmet. Maybe a is it just called a space helmet? I don't is it actually what I'm actually having a blank. Is it actually just a space helmet? You just got there. I cannot wait until stream restart. I know, I'm actually very excited. I think that'll be a lot of fun. An astronaut helmet? Yeah, exactly. In the words of the Joker, why so serious? I can see the Pokemon pop up. That's how I know. I do love my Pokemon. It is just a space helmet, an astronaut helmet. That feels too simple. Surely they have a specific name. No, I refuse to accept this answer. Space helmet name. Simply an astronaut helmet. Well, this one says bubble helmet. Maybe I can call it a bubble helmet. Just so that I can have a better name for it. Well, you can call it George. Well, some of them said that they're named after the missions that they go on. So this mission shall be called Space. And therefore, it's called a space helmet. Now I'm satisfied. I can't believe it's just a space helmet. A fishbowl? Yeah, it's just a fishbowl. Maybe I can use a fishbowl at least. It does feel wrong. Exactly right. It does feel wrong. But nonetheless, I will sip on my tea and mull that over. So yes, I have just made it over to the UK. Thanks for asking, Casanova. So I'm originally from New Zealand. I moved to Australia and I lived there for 10 years. And then I decided that I wanted to travel Europe. And so I was trying to find a place to move in Europe. And I decided the UK would be easy, even if it's temporary. The visa situation with the Commonwealth makes it very simple. And so I decided I'll just jump on over. And so here I am in the UK. Look at me go. The full outfit is called a spacesuit, so they're clearly not very imaginative with their names yet. It sounds like it. Also, thank you very much for noticing the Uggs. I bought the exact same shade of Uggs in Aussie to wear at my wedding. Cute! But wait, back up to find... back up if I didn't find what I wanted. Gotcha, there we go. There's a clementine in the attic indeed. Are they in season in England this time of year? There were some mandarins, but they weren't clementines. So I will have to look and see if they're actual clementines. Because on my side of the planet, they don't actually really sell clementines or grow clementines, I guess is the better phrasing. You can technically find them in Australia, or I don't even think you'd find them in New Zealand. I've never seen them in New Zealand. I have seen them in Australia because someone took a photo to send to me, even though it wasn't the city that I lived in. But then when I went to Canada many years ago, farm clementines, that's the one. When I went to Canada many years ago, that is when I immediately saw some clementines, and then I hear that in Europe they do come in and out of season. So fingers crossed I will be able to find them. Yes, but yeah, the clementine orange, that's the one. Are there aliens in the attic? Not that I'm aware of, but that doesn't mean that they're not here, you know. I don't think we talk about the helmet as much as the suit being mentioned first, so it's just called the helmet. Yeah, it seems like it. Pressure helmet assembly on some diagrams because the isolation from surrounding atmosphere or vacuum. Thank you, North Star. I've got a bag of feed For anyone who doesn't know what a feijoa is, well, as Boba said, sucks to be you. Actual clementines are now called easy peelers. But there's a difference between an easy peeler and a clementine, because the clementines do have a different flavor. Much like Elon's boring company, named after the boring that his company Principe does, within several underground tunnel. I missed what that was in reference to. I do apologize, Casanova. So his boring company is called Boring, isn't it? Yeah. Named after the boring that his company does within several underground tunnels. There we go, yes. So, much like how the company is named after what it does. There we are, okay, caught up. I think I was just struggling with the words. That's me. I caught up. Who needs a coffee? I'd love a coffee. That sounds great. November, December is when they're in peak season, so they'll be harder to find now. Okay, we'll keep an eye out for them at the end of the year then. Should I buy baked beans dart flights? I have no idea what that is, but yes. I lived in Toronto, there we go. I visited mainly the West Coast, but I did stay in Toronto for a few days as well. It was cool. Easy peelers are satsumas. Satsumas are another one altogether again. So there's, I think that all mandarins are oranges, all satsumas, clementines, and another one that's escaping me are mandarins. I think. But then there are like tangerines, which are something else again. Anyway, I'll have to brush up on my citrus knowledge again. Easy Peeler was Clem's nickname after 2 days in the sun. Amen. Hi, Cameron Blythe. It's good to have you here. Are you an easy peeler? Only when it's hot. You legit look like you're in Harry Potter's room. No, he wishes. My room's way bigger than his. You know the things on the darts that make them fly, but they have baked beans on it? I have no idea what you're talking about. Satsuma's a mean car brand. I haven't heard about that one. Gamguat, yes. The only mandarins that are easy to peel here are satsumas. The ones that we had in Melbourne were imperial mandarins. I found that those are always the easiest one. And then there's the arcots or something like that. I can't even remember what they were because I never bought them because they sucked to peel. You were wise. Thank you. Tangelo? Oh, Tangelo. Pomelo is the one that is a mix, I believe. The dart culture is pretty massive in the UK, so you come across it in every pub. Like, you mean playing darts? Because I suck at playing darts, I have discovered. I would love to see eating a mandarin orange while speaking Mandarin. Well, we'll have to start learning Mandarin then. You're in Australia. There we go, Adrian. Satsuma is a type of tangor. A tangerine. I was still saying well, it would be tanjor. Orange. Tanjor. Tangerine orange hybrid, you say. Satsuma. A cold, hardy, easy to peel, and seedless mandarin orange originating from East Asia. Okay. Also known as a Japanese mandarin. Clementine. Thank you so much for the follow, Pakistan. The whole of Pakistan followed me? Whoa, that is an honor. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, this one says, discovered in Algeria. A small, sweet, seedless citrus fruit hybrid between a willow leaf mandarin, I've never heard of a willow leaf mandarin, and a sweet orange. Typically in season from November to February. Discovered in Algeria by French missionary brother Clement Rodier. This is also Google AI, so grain of salt for everything. This one is also, so Clementine is also a Tanjore. So, as in the one that Dan had written. There we go. Similar to tangerines. So what's a tangerine now? Oh my goodness. The rabbit hole. It begins. Tangerine. This one originated from Tangier in Morocco. Damn. Okay, so basically it's just different types of citrus, orangey, mandarin fruits from different parts of the world. That seems to be what it is. Good morning, Azan. How you going? I think currants are native in England. I've never eaten that fruit. I've never thought about where currants are from, to be honest. Nor have I thought about what is native to UK in general. Other than the Scotch thistle up north. Speaking of fruit, I'm loving these new peach terrines. Ooh, a peach nectarine. I guess it wouldn't have the furriness of the peach, maybe? Legally distinct Pakistan, though, yes, with the double K. And meerkats, thank you so much. Hey-oh, hey-oh. Nothing is native to UK, they steal everything. Amen. Just remind me when I'm in China not to nick coasters from our hotel again. Yes, please don't do it. Hi, Lamphal. Orange is lemon, tangerine is segments. Orange is lemon? Blowing my mind. I slept in the attic. I've got a crick in my neck. There's the one. Nadicots. Oh, I don't know that one. Sorry, Dan. Darts is an easy game to play, and you're not good at it. I'm definitely not good at darts. I tried playing in South Africa. It did not go well for me. But nonetheless. Yeah, darts, the ones you play at the bar and whatnot. That's not my forte. We call them black currants when they're not dried. Is that what it is? I was trying to figure out if they were distinct from black currants. I do appreciate that little tidbit, Sea Mama. Google, peacherine is a peach nectarine, a popular hybrid often described as superior, smooth-skinned, juicy and firm-fleshed fruit that bridges the gap between the two parents. Hot. I love it. I love the brick as well. I think it's sick as hell. Tangerine, tangerine, living reflection of a dream. I was her love, she was my queen, and now 1,000 years in between. Beautiful. Truly. We have darts in the office now. It's stressful? Wait, playing darts? Are people very competitive or something, Avalon? Oh, thank you, Doodle Pies. They're also red currants. That makes sense too. Black currants, red currants, other currants. Currants are dried currants. Maybe. My local bar got rid of the pool table for 2 additional dartboards and I hate it. I would prefer to play pool as well. Oh, it's Zeppelin. There you go. Thank you for the info there as well. Okay, now I haven't forgotten about my mugshot and talking about getting a fake ID. So I will sate that curiosity from 10-15 minutes ago. In the past, I've talked about gremlins on my shoulder. So basically, if we talk about something and then we don't come back around to it, it's like a gremlin on my shoulder that I say is like nibbling at my ear, and that's one of them. I haven't forgotten. I was waiting for the opening. That's as huge in the UK, 180. I don't know what that means. When do your supplies come for your streaming room anyway? So I have ordered a desk, but it didn't let me order it, so we'll see. Probably not this week. That's all I have to say. Yeah, ear-nibbling gremlins, exactly right. Currants are dried grapes, smaller than raisins, black currants, red currants, white currants, gooseberries, are all berries that are members of the ribes family. I've never heard the ribes family. Anywho, so the gremlin was on my shoulder because I mentioned that I have sort of used a fake ID in the past, sort of. And I thought I'd tell you the, like Ribena, that makes sense. I'll tell you the story behind when I had a fake ID, quotation marks, fake ID. So basically, my sister, we can blame for this story already. She's a few years older than me, and she loves going to the club. She loves dancing. She loves feeling the beat. She likes meeting people. All the things that I don't like doing. So when she was 18, I went to go visit her because she had moved cities and even islands. I lived in the North Island of New Zealand. She lived in the South. So I went to go visit her, I did. And she wanted to go to the club. She was single and fun-loving. Unlike me, I'm not fun-loving at all. So I went to visit her as a young 14-year-old is now where we've got the timeline. So I flew down and she wanted to go to the club. And so she decided that she'd take me with her. So she straightened my hair and she put a little bit of mascara on me. And then we didn't make a fake ID. So I didn't have an actual fake ID. That's why I said fake with quotation marks. We used a friend's ID. So who was of legal age to go to the club. And so I took her ID. It was basically a photo. She was blonde. But it was a photo of her with like her hair up here. And they were kind of like, I think it will pass. You're two white girls. You should be fine. Like, it just looks like, so her face was just a little bit rounder than mine. And so then they're like, it just looks like maybe you've just lost a little bit of weight. People dye their hair all the time. But just, remember your birthday. I don't remember my birthday. I think it was November. And they're like, and what star sign is that? Because they might ask you what star sign it is. Anyway, so I'm sitting there going, I don't even want to go to the club. It's loud. There are people there. I'm 14. I am a stickler for the rules and I don't want to go to the club when I'm underage. And so then so then we turn up at the club. And they didn't bat an eye at all. It was very, very boring. There were a group of us. They took all the IDs and then they gave them back to us. I didn't have to answer a single question. And it was a very anticlimactic story. But I'll tell you what, it definitely shaped my experience to never want to go back. Because it was hot and sweaty and gross, and the music was loud, and you couldn't move anywhere, and it was all sardined, and people were like bumping up against you while they're grooving, and then we went to a bar, so it was a bit quieter later on, and someone kept on trying to ask me to dance, and I kept on saying no, and people kept on, this is the nerd in me as well, is people kept on offering me drinks, and I was like, no thank you. And so I didn't have a single drop of alcohol that entire night, despite the fact that I had the equipment to get anything. I was just such a stickler that I was like, the fact that I'm even here is giving me enough anxiety to not want to do anything else incorrect or wrong or law breaking. And so I didn't have any alcohol. I just was there. And yeah, I left that whole endeavor not better off for it. At least he was smart about breaking the law. Yeah, they were sins to young Clem and also old Clem. It was very overstimulating. So even when I turned 18 and could legally go to the club, I didn't. I think I went one time with a friend who for her birthday. And I remember it very vividly, and it was the same thing. And I was 20 at this point now, and I was like, yeah, this is why I don't go to these places. Incorrect and law breaking is the best! I was the oldest in my year, so I was the one buying all the booze in town. Oh my gosh. No, before town, sorry. The club was not popping. No, not for me. Oh, goodness gracious. Also, Pep Kachow, thank you so much for the follow. I still can't believe you got into the club with a fake ID. I know! But I think that the reality is that I was a girl, and I think that there are some liberties given to girls in a way that I think that they should actually crack down on more. I don't go to the club these days, so maybe it's changed. And I'm not saying like underage girls. I just mean girls in general. I feel like there's from my experience watching movies and television, there seems to be a lot more lax idea of letting all the women in. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that there is clearly an issue if I was allowed in to this club and bar. I was allowed into multiple places. Disgusting. Disgusting. I don't consider it a rite of passage. I think that, especially as someone who has now aged, I think that it is highly inappropriate to have young girls hanging around adults. And, there's a whole thing about it going on, that whole island thing. But who's to say? Who's to say? I guess maybe we need to have more spaces where the teens can hang out. Because I kid you not, I don't know if this is a thing in any other country, but in New Zealand, they had these, events, I guess. And they were simulating a club, but it was for people under 18, but over 14, I think it was. And there was no alcohol whatsoever. And it would be like the foam parties, if anyone knows what that is. And so it would just be like this giant hall that they had hired out. Kind of like a social, maybe. And then they just sprayed foam everywhere. And it was like, wow, crazy. And it was still like electronic dance music. So it was like, oons, 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 oons. Oh my god, the foam's everywhere. Anyone? Anyone? Well, here's a little extra story. I went to one of those. I hated it, but I did go to one. And I made out with a young buck, and it turns out he was my teacher's son. So that was awkward. Anyway, hi Grateful Troll. What's up with their Amontillado rule? I still. Oh yes, this is. Wait. We talked about Edgar Allan Poe the other day. I didn't look it up though. So yes, I wish I was dating Edgar Allan Poe. This is my new stream room. What, do you have problems with it? And then of course the commentary on if I built the brick wall. Look, I know it's a bit wonky, but I didn't build it, okay? There are other people who are inept as well in this world. Okay, C-Mum said, often didn't get carded just because they want more girls in the club. Exactly. More chicks brings more dudes. More dudes mean more drink sales mean profit. Well, then they should have more dudes so that they can buy the drinks if the girls aren't buying the drinks. When I was a security guard for raves, women would do the most to bribe me just so I'd let them in for free, and it was wild. Yeah, don't like that. Remember back in the day when Countdown in TGA was 24/7, we finished in town at 3, stumbled to Countdown for after beersies and pink buns. Cute. Countdown is a supermarket for those who don't know. Ladies' night draws men, so yes, okay, that makes sense, I guess. Club Penguin, that's the one. Foam parties are fun. Blue light rave, is that what they are? Ours were organized by the police, hence the blue light. Oh, that's cute. I've heard of foam parties, but I've never had any near me. Gotcha. I wasn't generally one for clubbing in my uni days, but I did enjoy the foam party I went to for the caving club. That's fun. Aww. Aww. They were in vogue when I was a youngin'. Funnily enough, it coincided with MDMA becoming popular. I wonder why. That's so strange. Look, I'm sure there are a lot of drunk people and a lot of high people, high on whatever, at that foam party, but I wasn't. And I still made bad decisions, so I don't need any assistance, thank you very much. We had a club that had tea nights here. I only went once, wasn't my scene. Yep, not my thing either. Foam party, yes, but I never went to the underage parties. They always had the older guys that dated schoolgirls hanging outside, amen. You just need to read a synopsis of the cast of Amontillado. I still don't know how to say it. The teacher's son, I guess you deserve that A or maybe an A+. No, that I would be getting a very low mark for that one. Does Proud Brick have hanger potential? Yeah, we'll be putting things on them, you know? Yeah. MDMA is fun. I'll take your word for it. I, like I said, make bad decisions all on my own. I used to be like that. Those days were over. No one wants to be used for a free drink. Exactly, Booty Bandit. Get some autonomy back. And also, shit's expensive, you know? Like, okay, I was about to go on a rant that maybe I should keep away. I was gonna say how... Okay, I don't actually mean this. I'm using the rhetoric that a lot of people would use, okay? But you know, things are expensive. If women want to have work, then they also have to pay for their own drinks, okay? That's equality, baby. That's equality. So, you know, no free passes, all right? You can't have a job and a free drink. It's not allowed, all right? It's not allowed. Them's the rules, okay? I don't make them. I just enforce them. That's why I didn't drink alcohol as a 14-year-old when I was in the club. Amontillado. It was a Spanish one. There we go. They're trying to Edgar Allan Poe, you know. Spark cigarette. I needed that. I just want a pretty girl to buy me a drink. Exactly. See, wouldn't that be nice? Speaking head shops and drugs, anyone know where to get... I thought that said saliva. I don't know what that word is, so I'm going to pretend it does say saliva, and yeah, actually. I know where to get it in teaspoons is probably the measurement I would use. He basically gets the guy to come to his house. This is the Edgar Allan Poe. And it's like, hey, do you want to crawl in this hole in the wall? Yes. And then he does. Of course he does. That's so exciting. You get a question like, do you want to crawl in this hole in the wall? Why wouldn't you? The motherfucker builds the rest of the wall and the guy's just trapped inside the wall. Aww. What an idiot. It's me, the idiot. You should go to the club whenever drink is only $2, and that's on a Tuesday. If there is a place that has $2 drinks on a Tuesday, then yes, I will be there. What I will say is that I could just go back to South Africa. The flight to South Africa will be offset by how inexpensive I was paying for a lot of my food and drinks, except for coffee. I think the coffee was the one that I noticed wasn't cheaper. But I came... Oh, but speaking of coffee and costs, the coffee is extra expensive here in the UK. Very, very upsetting, but nonetheless. I just tried to stroke our cat and he attacked me. He immediately started twining around my ankles and asking for attention. He was just apologizing. I didn't drink alcohol until I was almost 21. There we go. Thank you, Hugh, for the raid as well. Welcome on in, raiders. I hope you had a wonderful stream. It's so good to see you guys. Make sure you're following Hugh. Hugh is a wonderful addition to our community, and I am so, so grateful to have you raid on in today. Let us know what you got up to. Thank you for the follow and welcome on in, Raiders. If you haven't heard of me already, my name is Clem, and this is my new stream room. As you can see, it's sick as hell and a work in progress, but it's getting there. And we were just talking about drinking, and the first time we were drinking. You look beautiful, DJ Adrian. I cannot see you today, but I'm sure that you look beautiful, especially with all of these compliments that you are throwing my way. That is a beautiful soul, you know what I mean? Drinks are expensive, exactly right. Hi Hugh, hi Asker, hi Cookie, how you going? Hi Salty Chimkin. It's a huge delicious, or Huggalicious even. Avalon's here again. Thank you so much, everyone. You're so sweet. Hi Atomic, how you going? Hugh's here, exactly. Saving the universe in Mass Effect? Poorly. You know, sometimes they just have to be grateful someone's trying, okay? You can't always do it perfectly. You know, how goes Clem and crew? I'm doing very well. I'm 1 week into my UK living, and actually this is a good... Wait, we're in an ad. Shit! Oh no! That's terrible timing! I remember making bad choices many years ago. I remember making bad choices like this week, so take that. Oh, goodness. Nonetheless, it is the ad, and I said that I would go get some friends if the ad was running. So I think that you guys will still be able to hear me. Plus, this is good because my legs are getting cramped because I am indeed sitting on the floor. Oh boy. Oh god. It's gonna take the whole 3 minutes of ads just to stand up. This is what old looks like. Oh god. Oh goodness, Raiders, don't you go anywhere. We're gonna bring back our beautiful friend. You will not regret sticking around to seeing the gorgeous, oh my god, my legs are so sore, gorgeous soul. Their name is Manu. I don't know if you guys can still hear me, but I hope you can. Oh my gosh, where are you? Oh no, I've made a grievous mistake. I've made a grievous mistake. Oh dear. Okay, you know how we were talking about bad choices? Well, 1, sitting on the ground. 2, the fact that I left Manu in a room that I cannot go in at the moment because my roomie is using it. So that's a little awkward. So I will get our friend next time. Raiders, don't turn 30. Too late. Can't hear a thing. Oh, well, that's a shame. 30 was lovely. Yeah, that's the thing is, it's, you just gotta look after yourself, you know? I saw my mum's apple juice when I was a toddler, apparently, and it disappears. But then they saw me pull a sour face and start crying. Yeah, I think that's pretty indicative of where the quote-unquote apple juice went. The first time I ever got drunk was actually with my mum, which is quite sweet, I think. I was 16, I think, and I didn't get, like, gross drunk. It was just that past tipsy. We need to build, like, a scale. But it was past tipsy, and so I would say it was drunk, especially at that age. But I actually think it's a very healthy introduction to drinking. Because it was in a safe environment, is with an adult who, comfortable drunk, exactly. It was with an adult who's like, showing the, not the benefits, because I don't want to glorify alcohol, but someone who was just, you know, there and looking after us, and it was a lot of fun, and I wasn't sick or hungover at all. And so it was just a nice approach to making sure to not get into over drinking when drinking, I guess. And so it just has a, if one is going to drink or do anything that affects your body, I suppose, just being safe about it, I think. So it was nice. Manu is being held captive, yeah. So basically, I'll give you guys the responsible. And so I know that drinking's not for everyone. Some people in our community don't drink at all, and I think that's amazing. Like I think that people who don't drink are better off for sure. But I think if you are going to drink, it's about just making sure that you're not abusing, the same way with sugar, you know, like there's nothing wrong with sugar, but if you abuse it, that's where it can be unhealthy. And so similarly, just try and be responsible, moderation, etc., etc. So I do enjoy my alcohols. I enjoy fine alcohols and spirits and whatnot, but I don't typically get drunk these days. It's actually, or even ever, to be honest. I've never really been one who really enjoys getting drunk. If I'm to drink, it's because I enjoy the flavor. I like matching it with my meal, or I just like having a nice whiskey. It just adding to my experience of indulgence rather than for getting drunk, But don't get me wrong, sometimes it can be nice to just get a little bit woo. But if it gets too much, then it's like whoa. Yeah, I love a good whiskey, exactly. The dose makes the poison. Ooh, that's an interesting way of putting it. It's not inherently poison, it's about the well, I guess it could be, but it's about the moderation. My first drunk experience would have been like 6 or 7 years old on my grandma's Contro. Oh, what a way to do it. I still remember the dried sugar from around the lid. That's me. There we go. Never had alcohol ever, not even once. That's very impressive. I know that some people they choose not to do alcohol for whatever reason, whether that because they had it and it doesn't agree with them, or because of being recovering alcoholic, for example, or maybe their family members set an example that they didn't want to follow. But to never have had it ever, that is very, very impressive. I have an old friend who had never ever had a Coca-Cola, and so she's now in her 30s and she's never tried Coca-Cola. And it kind of got to about, when she said when she got to about 20 years old, she's like, this has to be my thing now. I can never try Coca-Cola because I've gone 20 years of never trying Coca-Cola. That now has to be my thing. I'm not saying that has to be your thing with alcohol, Cactus John, but you know, it's got to be her thing. It's she's gone that long. Also, an answer, Adrian, to what tea I'm drinking. This is rooibos tea, which is from South Africa. Also, hi Shapa, morning to you from across the pond. It's a little after 4 in the morning. Well, I don't feel like you have to be chatty at that time. What kind of sugar we're talking about? Exactly. Everything in moderation, excluding moderation. The older I get, the less I drink has massively dropped off since I hit my mid-40s. There we go. I don't drink for the flavor. Well, you know, just be responsible, Q-man. Enjoy yourself, but not to the point where it'll make you feel gross the next day. I gave up most sugars for Lent. There we go, except for naturally occurring. That's awesome. He used to drink many a beer, but as I got older, I find it's not so fun. There we go. I like Contro as well, but to like get drunk off it at 6 or 7 years old, it's about moderation. Trust me, I'm a moderator. I'm boring. No drugs, no alcohol, no cigs. I've never had a cigarette myself, so I've never actually tried tobacco ever. So that's something that I can add, I suppose. And I have tried cannabis. But that is, I've found that that's not for me. But I voted to legalize it in New Zealand. It didn't go through, but not for myself. It's just because I feel like it would be better to decriminalize drugs, and also I think that even if you make something like cannabis legal, then the government could tax it. Anyway, that's the whole thing. But I found that it didn't really work for me. Not my thing. But I haven't tried anything else. But I don't have an issue with things. And would I be willing to try something like mushrooms? I don't know. I think that probably I have enough anxiety that I'd probably just stick with what I know. I had to go feed myself, of course, Cookie. Thank you so much. It was a media follow. Thank you. Well, we hope to see you in the future as well, Cookie. Thank you so much for being here. And we'll hang out again whenever we see you again. I've drunk like one time only this year. Just don't care for it. There we go. It's going to be a couple military, said Cactus John, so I kept it clean until I graduated college. Then I just never cared to try any of it. That's the one. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that you knew Rooibos as well. Yeah, I've been enjoying it. It's nice. But I don't have a, I think, speaking of sugars, that I would like it with a little bit of honey. This one's not very strong, and so it kind of just feels like I'm drinking hot water. So I think a little bit of honey would just make this one in particular feel a bit nicer to sip away on. Whereas when I was actually in South Africa, the Rooibos was so strong. I was like, I'm having a cigarette right now where you don't have to be such a cool kid, Q man. Not much of a drinker, but I am a sucker for vodka of all things. What kind of vodka, you ask? Does it come in a bottle? I'll give you a snooze. What's a snooze? I'm not familiar with this one. I've never tried heroin. Neither have I. We're like the same. I'm 100% for legalization of everything. I have to think more about because I'm definitely for decriminalization, but I have to think about legalization and where I stand on that. I guess this is slightly political, but I'm not trying to go into politics. I think I'm more looking at this from a social view rather than a political view. So before anyone tries to make it political. We're not talking about politics, we're talking about philosophy. Yeah, that's the one. So I basically am pro-choice, but not in the sense of abortions, but, well, I am in the sense of abortions, I should also make that clear, but in the sense of people will always go and do the thing that they are trying to do, and whether it's legal or not. So if someone's going to go take heroin, they will go take heroin. And so I think that I'm more of a fan of giving people the autonomy, I suppose. And unfortunately, that does mean that people will make bad choices. And so therefore, it is about providing education and knowledge and hoping that people will be safe and responsible outside of that. And therefore, I'm also in favor of providing the accurate care for those who are struggling with things like addiction. Where does all this money come from? Tax, of course, but I don't know how tax gets divvied up. So I have a very optimistic view, and perhaps that can be an ignorant view, but I think that a lot of our issues can just stem from not having the care for people who are struggling. And so as an example, there are recovering addicts are often rich people, whereas a lot of people are like, oh, like, don't give any money to the homeless, they'll just use it on drugs. And so then we are glorifying recovering addicts when they are well off, but then we are stigmatizing them when they are not.
How's the attic full of shit?
Well, you know, it's I'm here, so it makes sense. No, we'll be cleaning it eventually, I swear. Anyway, so to wrap up my not political stance is I'm definitely pro decriminalization, but I haven't decided if I would be in favor of legalizing everything. Of course, it would be great for tax, to get more tax on things that are already going to be operating in the underground. And I think that if people are going to be indulging in illegal activity anyway, perhaps providing that education or providing that, not access, but just knowledge can hopefully help. But I don't know. What do I know? I think I'm just pro-choice in all of the senses. Let people do things and learn from them, or hopefully, decide for themselves, I guess. So about moderation, I think the non-drinkers need to start catching up, get moderating. Hilarious season lounge. It's legal in Brighton and Manchester now for medicinal purposes for cannabis. There we go. Mushies are fantastic. Yeah, I've heard that. I know a lot of people are on the mushies. There's a fabulous opportunity for me to try shrooms, and I regret not taking it. There we go. There's a hotel that's a boat in Amsterdam. Mushrooms on that while staring at the ceiling is an event that actually does sound pretty sweet. They give it in pill form to cancer patients in England. Really? For heroin? Oh my gosh. Remember, kids, smoking makes you look so cool. It does. It does. Heroin is prescribed on palliative care. There we go. That's what Avalon was saying too. Do you enjoy interesting book suggestions? Yes, but I have to get back into the habit of reading first. So it's taken me about 1 year to read a 300-page novel. So don't bother suggesting anything in the meantime. Hey Clementine, how are you feeling today? I'm feeling very well. Thank you very much for asking. How are you feeling, RJ? Every topic is political, that's the one. Legalize and regulate, that's the way to put it. Much smarter people than me need to work it out. That's how I think of it too. I think I'm trying to, because I think so many people, they have commentary on anything. Like, not even political. Like, someone can comment on how they think someone's relationship should work or parenting. I'll say it. I comment on parenting all the goddamn time. Do I have any children? No. Do I judge others' parenting? Yes. Yes, I do. That's the beauty about not being a parent. I can judge. And so, but exactly for the political side of things, people smarter than me are supposed to be working it out, and that's why we're supposed to be. And so I'm basically just make sure to vote, because that is pretty much the only way that we can make a difference at this point, I suppose. Thank you so much for the follow. All the best at work, Ian. Only if you're from USA, I guess, for every topic being political. Was just in a convo with someone from Europe, and they don't turn everything into politics. What? Oh, that's a good point. See, Mama said that even if I don't read the interesting books that others might, and if you join the Discord channel, there is a library Discord, like book club Discord channel, so you can always put your recommendations there. I need a dissociative. Sometimes my brain gets stuck in a cycle. There we go. And a way to slow me down enough to jump off rumination. Yeah, so sometimes these things can aid, It's legalized in Canada and the world didn't end. This is exactly it. This is why you can look at existing countries that have done decriminalization or legalization, and you're exactly right. It doesn't end. Drinking went down. That's about it. Oh, and look at prohibition. Prohibition was the banning of alcohol. Did that stop people from having alcohol? No. There's a reason why alcohol is still legal, and it is now also a massive industry that people and governments can tax. Arrest for position didn't happen anymore. For the most part, people that partook because it was legal continued after, with surprisingly few adopters. Interesting. That I do find fascinating too. Plenty of trouble they can already get into. Amen. NIMBY Karens are awful. I don't know what a NIMBY is. Psychedelic Cannabis is an amazing book. Is it really? There we go. You're my favorite little shit. Thank you. Hi, Lexington. Legalizing allows regulation and consistent quality and taxation. Yes, so that's something that I would be for. I just haven't. And so this is another thing, is I'm trying to get better at voicing my stance, and sometimes, and also just feeling comfortable that I don't have a stance. Because I think that particularly on the internet, especially if you are on Twitter, for example, there seems to be a lot of people who need to be that try to encourage this you have to have an opinion side of things, but sometimes I in particular just have to be comfortable that you don't know things and you're allowed to take time to form an opinion. And so I just try to take the approach of listening to others and seeing what their opinions are, and hopefully that can help me form one. And you know, if I'm wrong, then I can change my mind as well. That's what's beautiful. But unfortunately, we're getting into a lot of this identity, I suppose, where I think particularly on the internet, I don't know if it's USA, it does feel like there's a lot of political identity is the term I've been coining, is wrapped up in the USA, but I'm trying to make sure that I recognize that that's basically on my view of what's being fed to me on the internet. But even, you know, the whole Edward versus Jacob debate with Twilight, how many years ago now? A lot of people don't like fence sitters, and so I'm trying to be okay with being a fence sitter and that I don't need to have a strong opinion. But that doesn't mean that I don't have opinions either. Most crime around drugs is the fact that it's black market. Exactly right. I'd like to try cat therapy. Yeah, I know that a lot of people have benefited from therapies like that. I just don't know enough about it. I just know that it's a thing. I don't know if it would be something that I would need, but I'm pro for it existing. Do you want a recovery center in your neighborhood? Yes, I do. I want more opportunities for people to get access to help they need. Exactly right. Green Party will take care of it. Hell yeah. I'm a believer in strict control of opiates. There we go. Most other drugs are fine. And that's the thing is, like, I'm not so, I think that's where my stance is as well, where I'm not so sure about legalization of everything because I just don't know the effects of everything. Keep your crotch goblins on a leash, for fuck's sake, parents. Amen. You slept in overalls, cute Sharper. Oh, thank you, Blue Core, for the compliment as well of saying you seem fun. I do appreciate that. No children that you know of, yeah, for me. You fool. Well, there was that one time, but I thought that I took care of it. Ooh. They invented Mountain Dew during Prohibition. I say it's worth. Bring back to credit another great new soft drink. All right, I'll take that argument, Toke. NIMBY means not in my backyard. NIMBY Karen's gotcha. Thank you. I just did my first stream with a new mic. Congratulations, Ninja. That's huge. Basically, losers that care more about their property value than their neighbor. Ah, okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, NIMBY Karens. Yes, I know the type. I personally vote against legalizing pot every time. Oh, there we go. Not your thing. That's okay. You're allowed to have that. That is your prerogative. I did try to legalize it for New Zealand. I don't know if they'll ever. I don't know if they'll do a referendum again. But if it's not something that you're pro, then you're allowed to have that opinion. Prostitution legalization in Australia all but eliminated human trafficking, really, and reduced divorce rates? No way! What the heck? Oh my goodness. Added a bunch of protections for the workers and clients as well. Yes, because that's the other thing is like drugs, like prostitution, like a lot of things, I think that legalization helps with safety of it. And so, you know, not having all of this crap that is cut into cocaine, let's say, and it's just clean. Maybe it would be more expensive. Maybe people will stop being able to afford it. Speaking of fun acronyms, my mental health support nurse told me today that she has CRAFT. Okay, but capital craft. I figured out from context that she was referring to can't remember a fucking thing. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. I like it. Now, having an educated opinion needs to be more acceptable also. Exactly. It needs to be okay to say, I think this, but I don't really know enough. And I think that a lot of people don't have that comfort in the unknown in a way. And especially when we are pushing for a lot of the, like, you need to have an opinion or else blah, blah, blah. And I think there is a shift on the internet, but I also am just watching from a distance, I guess. I say as I rant about it. The media in the USA is trying to turn politics into a tribal conflict. Red and team versus blue team, to distract from the real in... Exactly! So that's where it starts to get to the actual politics, but preach indeed. And it is very sad because, like you say, I think that there, especially with what's going on at the moment where we're discovering just how foul a lot of people at the top are, and they haven't been suspended or kicked out or whatever it is, it's just bleh, gross. So it's not about it. I think that I'm trying to not do a us versus them mentality, but rather we need like a reform. Although a lot of politicians use that term, they hijack that term to try and get reform into government, but I don't know what it is. And that's the thing, is I genuinely don't know what it is. It feels like there just needs to be a complete overhaul of our systems, but I don't know what a better system is, so... Oh well. Got familiar with NIMBY due to nuclear waste disposal. Everyone wants the power, not the waste in their spaces. That's the one. It's clean. And the thing is, nuclear energy is very clean, but what do you do with the waste? I buy cannabis from a chemist warehouse using Afterpay. That's so cool. The black market I used to have to buy from the mongrel mob. Oof. That's a organised gang in New Zealand, for those who don't know. Had no control over amounts or quality, and no matter how much of a nice guy my dealer was, it still went to criminals. Yeah. WebMD has precautions and suggested microdosing rates for I can't say the word properly. The psychobacillion, the mushrooms. Anyway, I guess I just believe if I'm not hurting others, let me do my thing. Exactly. Whereas I think that exactly what you say. As soon as what you are doing affects other people, that is where we should have things that can help one another step in. You know. That's where the police can get involved. Psilocybin, thank you. Psilocybin, there we go. Psilocybin, oh, that's a tough one. Anyway, that's enough. That's enough. I have not touched a single thing in this room to clean it up. So, any final comments on this not political topic? So, and then we'll start getting onto the actual cleaning. Anything else I want to add? I like my home, I think. Yeah, I've got to go do my womanly duties. I've got to go clean now. Fix us? Okay, well, let me drop this to help fix you. I got to think about it. Let me think about it. Consider, are you already broken? That's not what I meant to say. That's why I said that's not what I meant to say. Oh, goodness. I was gonna say something about not so much the change comes from within, but like, you know, you can't fix what's not broken. I was trying to gas you up, and then it did not work. It's because I can't lie. That's the thing. That's the problem. Okay, I have it. I have the wisdom. I have the wisdom. Wait, let me make sure I pronounce it correctly. Otherwise, I'll be embarrassed. God damn it. Okay, I definitely would have pronounced it wrong. Okay, here we go. No, not that one. Okay, I got it. I'm glad I looked it up because I definitely would have fucked that up. Okay, I'm reading it. Consider this. Kintsugi. Kintsugi is a Japanese art, and it is basically about repairing broken pottery by using like golds or silvers or like very pretty bold colors to fill in the cracks. And it's beautiful. It's this idea of putting back together something to make it, and it's still being beautiful. And so, you know, just remind yourself that you too can be a kintsugi. You are a kintsugi. You are still beautiful. And all of these pieces, it's allowing for all of the gold to shine through. So even if you feel broken, it's consider. Oh wait, there's a Pikachu one. There's a Pikachu one. Consider that you can still be beautiful through that. I'm not a fucking pot. Well then, why did you call yourself a pothead? Got him. Filling in the cracks. Yo. Is that racist? No, it's pretty. Speaking of overalls, do you also plan to expand the collection? Not at this stage. I have, I mean, I could put things on my throne, I suppose. Speaking of, I had an epiphany. I put one singular item on my wish list. It's a pair of gumboots that are really cute, that I can walk around and not get my feetsies wet in this weather that I now have chosen to live in, because it was very rainy on the weekend. It's nice today, but it won't be later on. Gold crack fixing. It is really pretty, hey? The change comes from the couch cushions. Well, maybe if we still had coinage. Are you broken? Would you like to be? I can fix her is my favorite line when watching body cam footage of drunk girls getting arrested. Based. I was trying to think of the word today when Kermit and I were discussing the likelihood in a tooth extraction coming in One Piece. I said it would be karage! That's adorable! Karage is like a food technique. I think it's like deep fried. So the idea of like a deep fried tooth, I'll have to double check that. I'll do that now. But kintsugi is the one. Karage chicken. It's marinated and then coated and deep fried. So you can also tell them that their tooth could have been karage style and had it like deep fried. So that's hilarious. I don't think I can afford all that gold. It's okay. It could be like resin, maybe. Kintsugi-mon! If that's not in Winds and Waves, then you know that... Well, actually, it does sound kind of more like a Digimon. But something like Kintsugi-mon, if that's not in Generation 10, then you know that Pokemon are terrible at making new Pokemon. Because how good. It's like... And then it could, like, break and then stick itself back together. Oh. How many subs for this epiphany? No, this one was free of charge. They called wellies, yes. So I've put little wellies, some gumboots on my wish list, but I have to think of some other things. And I think especially once the room is starting to take shape, then I can put a few knickknackers on there. Sydney's been rainy too at the room. I heard that UK gets like 45 total days of sun a year. The rest is cloud or rain. Hope that's just a myth. It's very, very cloudy. There's actually, there was sun. It's gone now. But I don't mind it. It's fine. It's just what you make with it. That's so deep. Oh goodness, I'm scared of what the clip would have been. I'm a black belt in Ikebana! That's so adorable! Ikebana is flower arrangement. I think deep fried is katsu. Katsu is another one again. Let me look it up. Katsu. Loading. Oh, that's also deep fried. Okay, so both of these are deep fried, but I think it's the coating is different. So katsu is coated in flour, egg, and panko crumbs, whereas karage is marinated first and then coated in potato starch. Exceptionally crispy. So it's just different types of preparation before deep frying. When I looked, it's about 120 days of rain. So I agree that it does depend where you are in the UK. I'm down south, so it is warmer, technically. Like, it's only 10... Wait, no, I think it's even warmer still. Oh, it's 10 degrees Celsius where I am, so it's fine. Pokemon is already terrible at making new designs. This is also very true. After our conversation last time about Pokemon, I've been really in agreement with the conclusion of stop making new Pokemon. I truly am. As much as I love Pokemon, that is what I walked away from. I was like, stop making new Pokemon, just make a better game, make better mechanics. Because people will play a game with existing Pokemon. Pokopia just came out and a whole bunch of people are loving it. And so it just goes to show that it's not about making new Pokemon. It's about making Pokemon good again. And then someone shared with me, this was Dalton, so that they don't think that I'm calling them someone, a clip where someone also said back in the day that Pokemon were sick as hell. I was like, that's my line! My line! Make Pokemon badass again. Also, Jermex, thank you so much for the follow. Towelmon. What is it? Don't forget to bring a towel! Do you know the average for Melbs is about 140? Damn! That doesn't surprise me though. Melbourne does rain a lot. Knifemon. They already have Honage, which is a sword Pokemon. Aegislash, its final evolution, is actually very good in PvP, so I heard. Yeah, make Pokemon great again. That's the one. Bring back the freaking 6 starters that evolve into badass big boys. Exactly. Badass big boys. Is there one where... yes, Pokopia is the one where you play as Ditto. Exactly right. I'm back and has Clem started cleaning? Eee. I was going to start after I finished my tea, which is now cold. Pokegon! I like something like... what would... like a Gunamon... well, it wouldn't have to have Mon in the name. So it needs a, so the typical convention is that you take an animal or plant or whatever, and then you make a portmanteau with it. You merge it with something else. So for example, there is a, so Squirtle is a squirting turtle, you know? And then Blastoise is a blasting tortoise. So you have two things. So you need like, there we go, a Glock tree. A Glock tree. And so then it's a Glock and a tree. So it's a massive Glock that grows, maybe it has like roots that help it walk. And then it's just like, pew, 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 pew. Pay me? Exactly right. So there you go. Now, and this is why making Pokemon is easy. I don't know why they're fucking it up so bad. Honedge is a good, Honed Edge, sorry, is a good name for a sword Pokemon though. Honedge, yeah. No wonder it's cold. It's been 2 hours! On the Pokemon though, I know you said you wanted to play something retro next. Maybe you could play OG. I did see that they have Leaf Green and Fire Red becoming available. So I do want to look into that. But we'll start with, you know, the PC and the setup. Otherwise we're just going to be stuck here sitting on the ground forever. I think they should retire some Pokemon for a while, then stagger their amount out as they go on. Sure, it's bullshit cash grab, but I'd rather have a limited amount that can make the balance different for each version of the game. They have done similarly in previous games where, so I think Generation 6 is a good example. Generation 6, there was a limited release. I think it was only about 70 Pokemon, but then they fill out the rest of what's called the Kalos Pokedex with existing Pokemon. So they already, chose some Pokemon, but you could not do the entire, at the time, 600 Pokemon or whatever it was. And so now the games kind of follow a similar thing where they bring back some Pokemon rather than just saying, here's 1,000 Pokemon that you can catch. So I will be watching, don't get me wrong. Even if I don't purchase, I will be watching. But I did have a lot of fun on Pokemon Go with the All Out Weekend. The All Out Weekend 30th anniversary was a lot of fun. I used my Master Ball for the first time. I was hoarding it. For what? I don't know. But I did finally decide to use it on some legendaries that I hadn't caught yet. And I filled out my Pokedex a little bit more. So I had a very, very, very fun time playing Pokemon Go. I still like Pokemon Go a lot. I think that they're doing very well. And in fact, I think they're even getting to a point where there's too much going on. I'm like, I can't keep up with all of these events because now they're celebrating the Pokopia release. And so it's just a lot. So I managed to fill in some of my later generation Pokedexes a little bit more. My Paldean one is still trash, but they haven't released all of those yet, so it makes sense. And I got some shinies as well. Not legendary shinies, but shinies. So that was cool. Hi, Unlock. Oh, made it to work. Wait. As I can't log into Twitch here, I thought I'd come see you on the other side live. Thank you, Ian. That's cute. Joining on all in on the YouTube. But I'm doing very well, and look, I hope you are as well. Start with cleaning the room, exactly. Play it on an emulator on your phone, and we can watch over your shoulder. That'd be kind of cute, just kind of like this. You got a shiny Ditto! That's so exciting! I got a shiny Ditto back with a research thing from ages ago, but not the ones with the Pokopia hats. Has a new area for your Pokemon? Oh, thank you for asking, because I actually was about to go on a rant. I only played it once and I'm too tight to even turn on the data on my phone. Yes, it can be like that. I will be watching. That's the mugshot caption. Good throwback. We love a circle loop. So on the weekend, actually, it was I played. The event actually helped a lot because it meant that I just went for walks around my neighborhood. And so it meant that I was exploring and learning kind of what's nearby, how quickly it takes for me to get into like the main shopping strip. And I've got a bus that I can take into like the city center and also the like main train station. So that's really good, but technically, like Southampton's not huge. It's not, it's big enough where you can't walk from one side to the other comfortably. It is possible if you're fit and dedicating a day to it for some reason, but it wouldn't be a place that you just kind of can go from one side of the other to the other, and let alone back again. So yeah, Pokemon surprisingly helped me feel more comfortable in my new area because, like I said, it helped me go explore. And on top of that, there aren't a ton of people playing, but there's just enough to make it interesting where you'd see someone who was like trying to do a raid battle, so you'd wander on over. I met someone. I actually am going to say their name. Usually I use fake names in my stories. I actually will admit I don't know their name. And so they were at a raid. And I was like, hey, you playing Pokemon? And they're like, yeah. And they were a lower level than I. And so they're like, oh, like, is it worth just using the recommended battle party, or should I use a different one? And I'm like, I don't know. There's so many of us that it's not going to be an issue. Like, you probably won't even have one Pokemon die with how many have turned up. And yeah, we're just having a chat about Pokemon, and they're at the university or whatever. And their name, I won't give you their username, is completely different to their real name. And I could not understand what their name was. Their English was perfectly fine, but then they were like, yeah, my name is Jobber. And I was like, sorry, what? And so this is a white guy as well. So I was like, it's not that I am not understanding some, because I heard some East Europeans who were living nearby. So I was like, it's not like I should know what your name is. I speak your language. I don't know what their name is. But yes, it is South Coast, exactly right. New matchup with a brick wall. That's genius. That's genius. Lower level than you, so you beat up their pet with yours and took their lunch money. It's true. Anyway, so I've had a few people turn up at raids and add, and then I made it so that they can add me if we are in the same raid battle. So I've got a new few Pokemon friends, which is nice. It's Jabba, yeah, like Jabba the Hutt. That's the one. I don't know how to spell it, but I should have asked. I only thought about it afterwards. So anyway. I tried to repeat how they said it to me. And so, and there was someone on the bus who was the same team as I. And so it's just, there's a few people who are out and about playing. And so I think I might be able to make some Pokemon pals as I explore. But the area is good for Pokemon playing. I don't live on a Pokestop and I don't live on a gym. But that's probably a good thing, because otherwise it means that I will just be playing Pokemon in my house rather than doing what it's designed to do, which is go for a walk. But there's one there are a few nearby, and there are so many parks that are in Southampton as well. So I've found a couple that I can frequent and walk along the river. The River Ichion, I think is the name. So it's not the Thames. So yeah, I've really been enjoying my little city here, and I think, like I said, that the Pokemon has actually helped me explore it. Whereas when I was here last year, I don't think I went off on my own so much, and that's because my roomie was being like, oh, we can go here. Speaking of, I will tell you one thing that roomie has suggested. Pub trivia, baby. I'm going back. It's been so long. It's been like over a month. Pub trivia. There's a pub trivia in town. So we're gonna go to the pub trivia, and they have another couple friends that will join us. So I'm so excited. So anyway, so that one's in town. I don't think we have currently anyone who lives in Southampton in the community, or at least no one who's vocal about it. So I can't tell you where it is, but it's a Wednesday. And so if you do live in Southampton and you want a pub trivia pal, I probably shouldn't say this on the internet, but I'm just saying I'll be there. So I am so heckin' excited. That'll be tonight. So that'll be good fun. Which one's this? Have we started cleaning? Yes. Sure. Oh, I'm so excited. Suddenly all of chat is moving to Southampton. I know, right? I thought you were on Twitch just minutes ago. Yes, yeah, Ian was on Twitch, but I think it's a work, sometimes works, what's it called? It's like they make it so that you can't log into certain websites, but apparently YouTube is allowed. See, Mama, that's exactly what I was thinking about it. This is going to sound so stupid, but much of what I said is, so I'm lying in my bed last night, like, oh yeah, I'll even do a rendition. I'm lying in my bed and I'm like, ooh, it's cold, but that's okay. I'll just get another blanket. So I went and got another blanket, and then I was just trying to get to sleep, and I was like, oh, I'm still a little bit chilly, so sleep is not really getting to me yet. And so then I was thinking about streaming today, and I was like, you know, I probably should come up with a nickname for Roomie, and then I was like, oh, maybe I just call them Roomie, and then but also I started thinking about it, where I was like, what do they even call roommates, flatmates, housemates when it comes to the UK? And then I was like, flatmate. It is a flat. They do say the word flat a lot. Is it a flatmate? There's something funny there when it comes to, like, why did the chicken cross the road? To see their flatmate. Ha ha ha. Flatty? No, that seems really rude to their physique. And then I was like, maybe I could call them Lofty, but I'm the one who lives in the loft. Anyway, this is just like how it goes. you know, it's just nighttime things. And so then I just kept on going, you know, I think if I just call them Roomy, it'll be fine. If I just keep saying Roomy. So that's why I kept on saying Roomy today, where I was like, Roomy. And then, like you see, Mama, I was like, Roomy is kind of funny. If I can convince people to spell it R-U-M-I, like K-pop demon hunters, oh, that would just make my day. And you know what? I didn't convince anyone, but someone else had the same idea. And that means it's a good one. Anyway, I didn't sleep last night because that's basically what was going on. A roomy roommate. It's a normal bedtime, exactly. So thank you for having the same idea, because that feels like a validation that it's a decent one. So Roomy is now called Roomy. Also, Forbidden Fruits, welcome on in. It is comfy enough, but it is very, very dirty and dusty. If you ever see any like thing like that, I don't know, yeah, like that one, that's dust that I'm stirring up, and that is why I might sneeze later on. But that's also why a vacuum is here. That is plant soil, so I definitely want to clean that one up. Cleaning not until she's yapped for 5 hours. Yeah, we're so back, baby, we're so back. Spotless, not a spot of cleaning, not even the plant soil. It's all a part of the aesthetic. Flatty is funny though. That's why did the hedgehog cross the road? Oh, my apologies, my apologies. They're living in Bender's closet. Oh, good reference, good reference. I live to validate you. Whoa, that's awesome. I didn't know. There is a power cord, just not up here. I have to see if it actually, it does work, but okay, hold on. Let me get my thoughts together. PC does work with power cord, but it's not my power cord, it's Roomy's power cord, so I have to see if I can use the power cord, because what else are they using it for? I would like to get one for the PlayStation as well. And there should be a monitor. I think that's the monitor that I'm allowed to use, because when they upgraded their work from home setup, they're like, so I think I've got one monitor, but I want to buy a second monitor. But we'll start with the one, the Ghost Orbs, that's the one. So maybe is the answer. Maybe I have a UK power cord, but it should be very easy to get. Once my Amazon account gets reinstated, then I can just buy things on Amazon. Power cord, you have a guitar? No, I left my guitar in New Zealand. That was the one thing that I decided not to bring. I sold my piano in Australia. That actually lives with Arlo's mum now, so hopefully they managed to set it up okay and get everything organized. Oh, Arlo updates. I haven't heard from him in a few weeks, but he is moving into his own place, so hopefully that's been going okay. That should have been like around about now. That he was moving into his own place, so hopefully that's gone okay. I did send him a text just to say hope that the move's going okay, but I just haven't heard back. Sure, fingers crossed it did go okay. So I'm sure he will get back to me eventually, and I'll pass on the news. But he said that he saw some photos from South Africa and that it looked beautiful, so that's nice. And yes, and so his mother took the piano, and then the guitar. So I have a guitar that is about 15 years old now. I don't play it a lot. Piano is definitely my first love comparatively in the musical instruments. And so there's always been a part of me that wants to get better at it. And I thought about bringing it to the UK, but I decided that I will leave that one with the parents for now, because if I stay here indefinitely, then they'll have to visit me at some point, and I can bring it then. Alternatively, I can bring it next time I visit them as well. So that's staying there. Zoe, hello! It's so good to see you. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. Such a pleasure. Hi, pretty girl. Oh my gosh, you get to raid me for once. We're in a new time zone, which is also a good segue for me answering Mark Tyler's question. Yes, I am not only am moving to the UK, I'm here! I'm here! So the time zones have completely switched around. For those who don't know Zoe, please make sure to give them a follow. They are crazy energy, they are wonderful, they are kind, they are energetic, and they are awesome. Thank you so much for the raid, my love. It's so good to see you. Welcome to my attic. As the title suggests, we're cleaning today. Have I started? No. Has it been 2 hours? No comment. So we are finally in the UK. So thank you so much for raiding on in. Go get some rest. I know that the time zone, the time is very late for you, but we will make sure to catch up. Maybe once Alison's back from the hospital as well, that we could maybe do something with the gal pals. But much love. Bye. It hasn't been 2 hours for another 4 minutes. Exactly right. Thank you very much for being on the ball there. I told you. It's not been 2 hours. I was typing, how is your old flatmate? There we go. Yeah, good segue. W for Arlo indeed. It's just like it's still 240 volts. That would be massive. Yeah, exactly. Those first 4 seasons of Futurama, are they a plural them? No, singular, they, for Rumi. Just a 2-bedroom, 2-bedroom. Alison is getting an iron transfusion. This is something that actually was suggested to me, so it's not a infusion. She's getting iron pumped into her. She's gonna be strong when she comes back from the hospital. She's gonna look like an absolute giga chad. So that's what's going on, and so hopefully that will help with some of her fatigue and whatnot, because as her online name, Tired Actor, implies, she's very tired a lot. So that's basically what's going on. Is she okay? Is Alison okay? That is not something for me to answer. Alison goes through a lot of stuff, and I am very proud of her, and I think she's doing okay considering how much life is beating her down with things out of her control. But I am so proud of everything that she achieves despite all of her setbacks. So I like to think she's okay, but I don't know if she would use the same words. But she just had her birthday, and she's getting this iron, so hopefully the iron helps as well. But like Delta said, any of us okay? No, she's doing what she can with everything that that she has, and the fact that, you know what, because I know that a lot of Zoe's community are in Alison's as well, and the fact that Alison still turns up for us on live streams and on social posts is very impressive. So very not just proud but inspired by that woman. Supposed to have that, but it's really expensive, so I just try to eat cereal with iron. Yeah. When I was looking into all of my ailments back in Australia, we talked about an iron. Is it infusion or transfusion? Thank you for the follows, by the way. I can't remember. But I just went with iron supplements to begin with, and I responded very well to them, so I didn't need to get a full. But I think I'll have to ask Coffee Snobber, my IRL friend, if she's had one before. I think she did, because she's been vegetarian her whole life, and so us vegetarians often need, us women vegetarians often need an extra blast of iron. But luckily I didn't have to get the full injection. But I have to ask Coffee if she got one. I'm a 4-hour drive. Oh, you're close to the Welsh border. There we go. That's so exciting. Okay. I think we're good. Alison Iron Man. Alison Iron Man. That's the one. Any boys in the attic? Who's hiding behind that door? We don't know yet. It's transfusion. Thank you, Oakplant. Very much appreciated. Infusion, transfusion. Wait, now you're confusing me. Transfusion is when they take out old and put a new. Infusion is adding infusion in that case, not transfusion. We got there. It's infusion, transfusion is the blood transfer. Okay, we got there. Now it's confusion. Okay, infusion. If you are getting extra iron, it would be an iron infusion. We have gotten rid of the confusion. That's very funny though. Speaking of cereal, I had oatmeal with extra water so it's not dry. Interesting. With frosted flakes on top, it was really good. The crunch of frosted flakes makes the texture not bore me. And I suppose that the frosted flakes would add some sugar to it as well without just like pouring a teaspoon of sugar on it. So that's kind of nice. Okay, I just saw that Ian walks to work as well. That's very convenient. Very nice. Okay, so we should be hitting an ad break soon. I was hoping that it would give me the notification, but it didn't. We should be hitting an ad break soon if Twitch is consistent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go... Yeah, there it is. I'm going to go get our feathery friend this time, and so that they will motivate me to clean up, because I'll be like, do it for him, like the Homer Simpson thing. So I will make sure to go get them. But you know what? I will say in the meantime that I'm feeling like we're back, baby. We're slowly finding our rhythm. We're slowly building up our stamina again of being able to chat for several hours. So chin chin. Yeah, do it for her, but for Manu. There's too much in that cup. I might put this away. I will put this away as well. Jeepers. Get some rest. I think... Oh, I should get some bags. The biggest thing is... I mean, I could do this offline, but... Anyway, I will be back. Oh, I'll go get the trash bags, because I did forget about that. So I think that the Bluetooth will disconnect where the kitchen is. So I shan't be talking too much other than to quickly grab Manu. Where is he? There he is. Oh, he didn't make a noise. Okay, we're so back, baby. These trash bags are called Beast Bin Bags. And it's got the abominable snowman on. How exciting. Manu! He's back! He's spoken, you heard him? I wasn't sure if you would hear him. He's back. I love him. He's so cute. I have confirmed that he is a brown kiwi, by the way. So if you want to look up what he's supposed to look like, brown kiwi. Proudest mama ever. I just love him. Look, he fits so snugly in my arms. Yeah, so, he's cute. If you want one, you have to go to the Auckland airport and find them in duty free. Otherwise, this is called Antics by the looks of it. Antics. They have little mini backpack clips as well. Warning, contains battery. Ooh! The kiwi is New Zealand's national icon, but despite the fact that New Zealanders are known as kiwis, most have never seen or heard the birds in their native habitat. They are unusual by bird standards, being unable to fly and having hair-like feathers. They are mainly nocturnal, sniffing out food using nostrils located at the end of their beaks. Their long beaks, sorry. Their ground-based existence makes them vulnerable to predators, and they are an endangered species. The smaller males do most of the egg incubating, but it is the larger female who has to lay an egg about 1/3 of its own size. Kiwis live in pairs and mate for life, surviving up to 30 years, but only in a predator-free environment. Oh, that was a cute little info on our kiwi there. Oh, wait, you are the proud mama. I thought I was the proud mama. Kermit's Claus spent some time at Parliament today. They had the opportunity to call Winston Peters a dickhead to his face, and he knows sign language, so he knows he's been insulted. That's incredible. I understand why you are, in fact, the proudest mama, so my apologies. Why does Manu sound punctured already? No, that's just how they sound. Karpai bro, which means like good job. You actually seem pretty same old. Thank you. Maybe it's just been so long. Thank you. Yeah, I definitely needed yesterday to kind of get myself together. I think like I've been in good spirits. I have been genuinely in good spirits. I think it's more so that I'm a bit scattered, and so today I was like, no, I know what I'm doing, and I managed to tick off some things yesterday, even if it was just purchasing, and that kind of stuff just kind of affects me more than I care to admit, I suppose. And so I think I was just kind of feeling like there are all these things I need to do, and writing them down wasn't enough. So actually ticking off that list made me feel a lot less foggy. And so I feel like I can be a lot more focused today and just like hang out and chill. And so I think that if I do take days off, full transparency, it's probably because I'm feeling like there are just all these other things that I am thinking about. I find that, like my gremlins, that's what it is. It's my gremlins on my shoulder. If I have these gremlins on my shoulders, then I find it really difficult to feel present, I suppose. And I find it very difficult to just flick them off for a time. It becomes very all-consuming of where my thoughts are at. And so yesterday was good to just kind of focus on said gremlins. And then today, I can just chill. And so often, and this is like for the last few years, basically, often some of those days off are just me being like, I can't not think of this thing. But we'll see how we go. We'll just take every day at a time. And once the PC's up, then I think it will be a little bit easier to have a space that we can just come and hang out in, you know. Anywho, a baby a third of my size is horrifying. Exactly right. So, you know, the Kiwis do all right. These are my beast bags. Aren't they sick as hell? Oh, that was satisfying. So, I was going to say... I need a bin to put, I need a trash bag to put my trash in, and I forgot that that's exactly why I went and got these things. So I will confess that I did look up whether or not polystyrene is recyclable in Southampton. Unfortunately not. They do not have a place that I can recycle it, as a not put in the recycling bin, but have a recycling plant. Back in Melbourne, I was very, very spoilt because the recycling, there was a specific place that I could go to that would recycle polystyrene. So I managed to take a whole bunch of stuff to there. But we will be putting this in the bin. And I even looked up the Southampton City Council, and unfortunately it is just going to the tip. Why is it here now? This is not my stuff. This is Rumi's stuff, and I do not hold any animosity whatsoever. So you guys shouldn't either. The attic has been a bit of their dumping ground, and not in a way that like I think needs any judgment. It's just, you know, they've been quite comfortable in their flat, and up here is where the things go to get stored, and then it's like, oh yeah, I'll get around to it eventually, and then you kind of just never get around to it. We've all been there. My garage was the same, as was my shed, and so when I had to clean out my house, you finally have to just action all of that stuff. And so they were like, oh, like feeling a bit guilty that they hadn't cleaned up here. I was like, no, this is like, you're letting me into your space, and you're also letting me have this space. It actually would be something that I feel is something that I can give back in a way, where I'm like, let me clean this up, and then you can just take these to the tip, because it's too much to be able to just put in general waste, like in their weekly collection. So I said, I will clean up, you can take it to the actual tip, and that will be like a bit of a compromise. And also, they told me that it's illegal to sleep up here, or put a bed up here, or something. So it's the area is or the UK law, I don't know. Maybe it's the same in lots of countries, but this is not a bedroom, and so therefore you can't put a bed up here. But I'm like, what's stopping me? Who's gonna check? Who's gonna know? Anyway, I just thought that was an interesting thing. Because I asked, I said, like, why haven't you kind of turned this into the guest area instead of the, like, office guest room that they've got? And so apparently it's because it's illegal. There we go. There we go. Hydrate, Bonk. Thank you. I will have some water too. We could turn this into a beanbag. That's a good point. Ooh, if that's not an indicator of how much this floor needs to be vacuumed, though. So it's exactly what attics are used for, exactly. It is a W kiwi bird. Aren't they so cute? I've had the packaging for my TV in the basement for about a year. There it is. Yes, it's exactly that. It's their TV. But there will also maybe be some fun things that we can find. Are those burns? No, that's soil. So as soon as I plug the vacuum in, that will go away. That's fine. Bee's Knees is such a good username as well. Hope you're having a chill night as well, Miracle Boy. Cleaner than some places I've seen, so no judgment. There we go. Styrofoam, maybe we make some napalm and have an IRL stream on the beach at night. If only I knew how to do it. My parents' attic has a single box for every single item that came in a box ever. Ah! Same in Oz, the bedroom needs to have a secure window for ventilation. Hello, skylight. I can open this window. Is it not secure enough? I think it's you cannot advertise it as a bedroom to stop estate agents being shonky, you reckon? I don't know. Probably due to insulation and the chance of mold, maybe. Anywho. Alright, guys. Put on some music because I don't have any. I also need a place to put this little guy. There. Put on some music because I don't have any. We're gonna start cleaning. I actually don't know what that reaction causes. You're seeing how messed up his beak is. Cute. Cute, man. In the UK, placing a bed in a loft conversion requires mandatory building regulations approval to be legally classed as a habitable bedroom, ensuring structural safety, fire separation, and proper stairs. Without this, it cannot be legally marketed as a bedroom. I see. Okay. We love him despite his beak. Excellent. Well, he can stay right there. Okay. Thank you, Dante. You need them close to the floor so if needed, you can escape from them. Oh. Oh. So maybe it's not about the, maybe it's not about a window full stop. It is about the fact that, you need to be able to exit it. Oh, there we go. I was like, I'm so confused. Is this a beast bag? Yeah. I feel like that's adequate. All right. So first things first, let's move this to all of the other hiding things that are on the other side. I might actually put this up more so that I'm not totally cut off. And then we can just leave him just at the corner there. Manu is a streamer, exactly. I'm just like the cleaner that goes into XQC's house. Alrighty, let's tackle it. So, I'm gonna start with all the small ones. Do you think that I should break them up further? I don't think so. I think that it's already gonna be big bags. So, would it be worth breaking up further? These big ones definitely we should break up, but I hate the sound and feel of polystyrene so heckin' much. There's a whole bunch of plastic, so maybe that can just kind of go in there. And then I think the big ones will need to be, they'll need to be broken down. So let's do it. Let's get it. Is that all recyclable maybe? Not that one. That feels like paper. Those, I need a little recycling box. Beast bag or pass? Manu is intermittent co-host until snacks arrives. Exactly right. It'll save space. Yeah, I think that it will. Hey, these ones were kind of already... I just wasn't sure if I could get any more space with that. Shall I stomp it? I don't think I... Oh, never mind. Okay, I broke that part off. I suppose it would make it a bit smaller. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Maybe move my electronics in the meantime as well. Oh, it's gonna be noisy. Shall I turn the microphone down? XQC seems like the type that can't see the carpet. That's why he needs a cleaner. That's why it's great that he makes so much money, so that he can create jobs for others. Turn it up. No, I'm gonna turn it. Oh, maybe I can turn it down on here. Not turn it down on here. If you compress it to flat surfaces, it'll be shorter in height, if not smaller in volume. Okay, cool. So, I will turn this down here. All right. I'll just turn it up on my end, Angie. All right. I think it will help. Where's that other one? Yeah! It's happening. This one's thick though. I don't think I will bother much smaller than that. So if I can fit more in here based on that breaking, then we shall continue to break things. Ah! Jesus, that is a pop and a half. Hopefully I can... Okay, I think that we can fit some extras. Especially if I squish the plastic down. Cool! We will pop this here. That's the PC. PC can live up here for now. Pop. Through the door to another universe. And camera, that can live in here. In here is filthy. I don't think that I will tackle that one with you guys. I feel like I'm constantly... Is this how they end up with these kinds of back problems? They just have... They're too tall for their space. I didn't realize this was becoming a budget chiropractor ASMR stream. That's the one. Mr. Fire! Oh gosh, I miss him. I miss him so much. Bought some wireless mics and they're fucking tiny, like a third of the size of those ones. Yeah, well, if they're Rode, they probably would be. I do need a helmet, exactly. I just gotta be careful. Okay. This one is going to be somewhat satisfying to breakdown. It is crazy how much rubbish one television produces. But I suppose that they don't want them arriving broken. Oh, that one did not work. That did not work at all. Will I be the 2,500,123rd person to ask how was your flight? If you ask about 2,500,110 more times. Yeah, the rest of you guys didn't care, exactly right. No, my flight was fine. Well, but it just kind of at this point is like, which flight are you talking about? Oh God, I hate that noise so much. Because my flight to South Africa, I was fine. I slept most of it, and but then I got held up in Qatar for a whole day. I've got a whole YouTube video on that if you want to check it out. Then my flight to South Africa, when I finally got on it, also okay. I just played a bunch of Pokemon. And then my flight from South Africa.
Hello.
Hi. That gave me a bit of a fright, to be honest. Hello, thank you so much. It's good to see you. We're cleaning my stream room so that we can turn it into an actual stream room. What else was I going to say? The flight from Cape Town to London was so freaking long. I took a budget airline called Norse Airways, and they don't give you any. So it's budget because they don't give you any meals, and so or anything really. And it was 10 hours. And so I was trying to stay awake the whole time because of time zones. So it was so long. And then I just found myself getting bored because there was no food coming around. I was like, I just wanted to buy stuff because I was bored. Not because I was hungry. And so again, I just played a bunch of Pokemon. So it was long. It was a very, very long flight. Oh, can I get this one in here? I will try. I will attempt. Speaking of RSA, how's Kif and Fauna missing you already? Well, I will admit that the one that I truly miss is Flora. Flora is the one that I miss. That little sweet face. Her little puppy eyes have been popping up on my memories when it comes to checking out like photos from my trip, and I'm like, oh, you sweet little thing. So I'm not so convinced about those two. I think I'll break off some more here, and then those can go in another bag. But they're doing well. So, not much to report. Women do be shopping. Oh my gosh. Is it snowing inside? Yes, dust and polystyrene. Sometimes not having a story about your transcontinental flight is how it should go. This is what I have said as well. Styrofoam infusion. Hilarious. Yeah, 2 videos, in fact. This looks really whimsical and snowy, but then you remember it's polystyrene as long as it's not asbestos, then we're fine. This one I feel like that one's going to be tough. I don't know what this is. Hopefully not necessary. And then we have recycling. Surely. And then we have an old TV that can go in the back rooms, I think. That one will be a roomy thing to... Fuck! the stand came off. Okay, it's fine. Wait, what is that? How did that go on? No! No! Oh, that's not connected. Never mind! Now I'm just doing my arm workout. Oh. Okay, this is dusty, my goodness. My God. Okay, let's... Oh boy, that's thick. Hey! Okay, we're good. We're good. Get in here! I should find a surface to put it on, because that was a bitch to pick up. But I will not. That will be not my problem to fix. Oh. Ugh, I'm tired already. No wonder I've been procrastinating. It's dust and polystyrene, exactly. Yeah, one of the ubiquitous sloped attic ceilings that I'm not jealous of. I know, right? Hopefully it'll be okay once the desk is in here. We're gonna need more Mr. Beast bags. Hilarious. My lungs feel itchy. I missed something about the internationals, but nonetheless. 10 hours of fasting seems doable. It is, but it was the middle of the day. I think we were in the air at about 10 a.m. or something. And so I was just like, oh, feed me. Feed me. Oh, well. Does the old TV still work? Maybe. I guess I could use it as a monitor. I've never really thought about it. I wanted to find out what the one behind all the rest of it is. Look at those muscles. Thank you. No iron infusion necessary. Honestly, I think this is actually dust. I think this is not the styrofoam. I think it is what's being stirred up from the floor. I love how we're immediately devolved to my version of cleaning, moving things from one place to another. Well, some stuff is rubbish and some stuff is, you know, I'd need to ask Rumi what it is. Yes, you could bring some snacks, of course you could. But it was after the snacks, so you could buy some snacks, but they were so ridiculously priced. And it was just a boredom thing where I'm like, once the snacks run out, what do I do? What do I do? Okay, what else can we? I think maybe I can shove more of these in the bag I have, and then perhaps I can try and that also looks like a TV. That's surely not the monitor. It's huge. Hey. Hey. Shove, shove, shove. Shove, shove, shove. Okay, that'll do. And then styrofoam bag number 2 can be on the way. Get in there. Nice. I think that'll suffice. Yep. Burn the trash. I saw Boba talking about petrol and styrofoam. I have no idea what happens, oh, maybe I just fully tied off, when you burn styrofoam. That sounds like a disaster. She just doesn't listen. One bag done. Look how good it looks already. Ooh. Beast bin bag. This bag is super strong and made from waste. Wait, what? It's a recycled bag. That's cool. Another bag. Oh, that's the napalm. Okay, now I understand. Well, actually, I don't understand. I don't know how it works. A little acetone will melt them into more manageable pustules. Jesus Christ. How does one get access to these things, though, you know? That's the real question. Yay. I am not convinced that all of that will fit in here. Let's see if maybe I can get a couple extra bits off this one. Anyways, I don't know where the angle is. There it is. I just had to remember how to break someone's elbow and then it was fine. Defeated by styrofoam. No! I cannot have this be my legacy. The styrofoam melts in the petrol. Yeah, oh, okay, yeah. Okay. Do you want... Okay. Okay, let me tell you what the real ignorance is here, okay? Let me just tell you that I don't know exactly what napalm actually is. It's big boom boom explosion, right? Like, or my only point of reference is, I love the smell of napalm in the morning. And I'm like, cool. What's that? And it's one of those things where I've never thought to actually ask, but I'm just assuming it's big boom booms. But maybe it's not. And, you know, I told you earlier today, I'm becoming more comfortable with admitting when I don't know things. Yeah, we're talking about in Vietnam already. Is fire you can't put out? Oh my god. Yeah, it's not time to slow down, exactly, Drew. A highly flammable sticky jelly used in incendiary bombs and flamethrowers. Oh my gosh. You watched an old CRT tally melt through it? Ay-ya-ya. It's highly flammable sludge. You kind of had to wait for it to finish burning. Wow. Okay, well, now I know. Thank you for educating me and accidentally getting all of your chat logs banned by talking about napalm. Because Twitch is going to be like, what is this? It's education, Twitch. It's education. How will I know about the Vietnam War if I... Ow! Oh, that was bound to happen at some point. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, let's just, we're on this level now. This is where we are. We don't get hurt down here. Get a helmet. Yeah, I need a fishbowl, damn it. Yeah, we're teaching, we're learning. I don't want a new account. Well, it's education. Okay, my leg just went through that hole instead of through the through the pipe, so I wanted to. What is that load-bearing styrofoam? No, it's just coincidence. It's just coincidence, I tell you. That one definitely was not load-bearing. This is not styrofoam. And this one just happened to fall specifically there to look load-bearing. You're very clumsy. Well, it's just because I'm conscious of hitting my head. Again! That one, yeah, apparently that one was load-bearing though. That one was a big click of my knee, I'll tell you that though. It's all the dust is getting in my head and I'm getting all like, woo, woo. Yeah, I'm adjusting, exactly. Now the ceiling's gonna collapse because I moved this one. Shit. Oh, god damn it. I should have known. Not conscious enough of hitting your head, it seems. Well, I only have you guys to blame, so... That's all I have to say. I'm gonna be so useless at pub trivia tonight. Frick! I'm gonna be so useless. Okay, let's do this again, but not towards the brick wall, just in case. Okay, it works though. It does work. In my head. Attics are cool, but you never want to be in them when it rains. Oh, I didn't consider that. We will have to test that. So next time it rains, which will probably be what? It's UK like an hour. I will come up here and see what it sounds like, because that is genuinely something I hadn't considered. Can you open the skylight? She's too scared. I can open it. There's a bunch of cobwebs. Oh, that was actually easier than I thought it would be. Ah. How anticlimactic. I really thought that would work. Anyway, the window will be loud. It's not too bad. The beautiful thing about UK is that they don't really have a lot of busy roads unless they're on the freeway. Hi, Bo! It gets so noisy when it rains hard. Okay, I will definitely check that out. But yeah, there's just a slight hum. Oh. Hope that's not Rumi's childhood styrofoam. Well, fuck Rumi, you know? Wait, no, they're letting me live in their house. I should be kinder. The window would be loud for when raining. Yes, yes, yes. That's a good point. Not the right nows, but rather the laters. Maybe I can... I don't know. We'll figure it out. It can definitely rain in the UK? Really? It's not really known for that, is it? I went to a pub trivia last year. It was weird because there was an old couple with their grandson called the Goon Squad. Yeah, not sure about that one. If you're useless at pub trivia, you can just blame the concussion. That's the one, exactly. It'll be fine. Are you going to be living in this attic? No, no. But I will be streaming in this attic, and what's that other than a type of life that we live? I'm still not convinced I can fit these in just the one bag. But progress! Progress is being made. I can... I was not expecting it to break like that. Oh, that's why. There's two of them. Lesson learned. Anyway, no, I won't be living up here, but I will be setting up my gear, and so I will have to. The rain is actually a genuinely good thing to be mindful of. I guess I just can't stream when it rains, so we can't stream for, what was it? Half the year. That is how it's gonna work from here on. Yeah, this is just the rant room. We're gonna turn it into a podcast studio. That'll be the vibes. Goons were the muscle villains employ to commit violence. That's a good point. They could be using it for that sense, but language evolves, and now it sounds funny. Oh, I have to think of a name for... Maybe we can be the Goon Squad. I was going to say we'll have to think of a name for our pub trivia tonight. Usually I go for the Quizzly Bears with my parents, but I won't be going with my parents. I'll be... I don't know. I have no inspiration whatsoever. Because we definitely need yet another podcast. Exactly. Anyone with a mic these days. Sometimes even without a mic. That's how I'll get into my film reviews after our Discord movie nights. Please call this room the Rumpus Room. That's very cute. I like that. What about the Goonies? I don't mind the Goonies, but that would imply that I am a big fan of the movie, of which I've only seen once. Ew, I hate the sound of it rubbing together. Is there anything else I can sneak in there? Probably. But this'll do. Hey! The comedy troupe. Oh, I don't think I know the comedy troupe. Hi, Bum Whispers. I've got a game pitch. It's called Dialogue. Okay. It's a dating simulator where you have to romance a bunch of different colored logs with different personalities, and you play as a lumberjack. Thoughts? I think that it would have done well if it was already up and running for simultaneous release alongside Date Everything. But I think that now that Date Everything is out, does anyone even play that game still? I feel like that was a very quick trend. And sometimes you just want Bag 2 to be finished. A good game for a decent period. Dialogue. I think you have to wait for a couple years for people to be asking for a dating sim again. The foreigners, depending on how many of y'all aren't native to the area. Oh, I missed what that was for, sorry. Are you going to eventually paint the walls? I wasn't planning to. I think the brick I really like, although you guys have made me self-conscious on its behalf about how wonky it is. I think the idea of popping some sound things down here to cover up or something to cover up the screws, I also like that as an idea. Because I think that could at least look a bit nicer. The ceiling could do with a coat of paint, I suppose. I don't know. I hadn't thought about it. The Shiwis! I like it. The team I usually go with is the sober minority or majority, depending on how many of the team is drinking that night. Cute! So many ghosts floating around in the attic. Yeah, it's, you know, it's just something that we have to deal with. Rent and all that kind of stuff. Everyone plays the new RE now. And yeah, the Resident Evil, that's the one. It seems to be doing okay. I like your slippers, thank you. They're called Ugg boots, which are an Australian thing. A lot played for February. Okay. Dialogue sounds like a game for Canadians. There you go. I feel like you've found your audience in that case. I like the wonk as well. Yeah, it'll be easier to hang stuff off maybe. I don't know. Sound dampeners could help with the rain noise perhaps. I'm not so certain with where it's placed, but honestly I've never had sound dampeners, so I've never had to worry about it. That's the one, Cody Cameron. That would be a great idea for a subathon though. I thought soundproofing was a myth. Creators covered their walls in it the early 2010s and that it meant nothing. Not sure myself. I've never used it, but I think that it's more about reducing echo. So so this definitely would be creating an echo, because just how sound travels, it would be bouncing off. And so if you have a dampener thingy like that, it would soften that echo. And I suspect that with a slant, it doesn't help too. Can't believe Mr. Beast makes bin bags, I know, right? Even with him being trash. Ouch, ouch. Jimmy catching some strays. US has Ugg boots too, there we go. And they're also from Australia, as pointed out. Monty Python's Flying Circus. I haven't seen that one out of the Monty Pythons. I like crusty jugglers. I can't help but hear it followed by a great bushy beard. That sounds like, I don't know, some mighty bush stuff or something. You just hang a curtain along the low wall and that would help. Yeah, I think that I will do something just to make it look nicer. Not that you guys will ever see it once the desk is set up. Ah, it was a TV show. There we go. Curtain is interesting. I could just get a whole bunch of styrofoam and make a brick wall with the styrofoam. If only I had styrofoam available to me. Also, what is the difference between styrofoam and polystyrene? Because I call this polystyrene, but you guys keep calling it styrofoam. Ooh, that was satisfying. Wah! This one is disintegrating more than the others. I guess because all of the weird shapes. I will admit there is something satisfying about finding the... Is it fulcrum? My basic science is escaping me. I do stream on YouTube. Hi, Drunk Lily. I haven't made the chats mixed, but we'll worry about that later. But yes, we've got the multi-streaming, mainly so that I can have all of the VODs saved on the YouTube. I had a VOD channel which now is obsolete that I started this year. Because I realized how simple it was to multi-stream on YouTube. So we are multi-streamers now. About damn time. I think because sometimes you get all of this information, and this is like any part of life, right? Where you're like, oh, it's so difficult to do X, Y, Z because of all of these reasons. And then if you're not paying close enough attention and those reasons get fixed, then you'll never be aware that there's a new way, a better way, a simpler way. It's like how my parents say that when you get a new electrical device, you have to charge it. It's like, no, they come charged out of the box now. So that people can use it straight away. You know, it's just you think that one way, and then it changes. And multi-streaming is one of those things where it's so much easier now. So if you're a live streamer, stop multi-streaming. That's my advice. Yeah, he's lit. He's lit as hell. Ooh. Was that to me? Hello? I can see my house from here. Oh gosh, I actually saw the person who yelled. I don't know if you guys heard the yell, but there's a car and there's someone hanging out of the car. Oops. Where the ruckus at? Yeah, it should. YouTube comments should be going wild considering there's very little moderation there. I thought you did really have to charge new devices. Nah, it's fine. Nothing comes fully charged out of the box. Well, not fully charged, but you don't have to fully charge it, is my point. They comes charged varying amounts, yeah. But you don't have to charge it the first time. How do you get moderators on YouTube? Well, I'm waiting for good ones. All I have are my Twitch moderators. You think I'm just going to hire them? I'm waiting for people to present themselves. You know, you can't just give it to any old person. Can you see my house from there? It's a bit... No. Wait, you have solar panels, right? They have solar panels. Maybe you have. Maybe that's your place. I can see your house from here too. It has a brick wall. Stop doxing, please. We're opening streamer applications. What do you mean? I am providing top quality... Quality? Did I just say quality? I am providing top quality content. Ah. I see where my blunder came from. The old spoonerism. If you don't know what a spoonerism is, let me school you. A spoonerism is where you accidentally flip some words around like I just did then. And sometimes it can be like, 3 smart fellas, they smelt fart. Anyway, so that was just a little spoonerism is all. Top quality content. You're welcome. You're speaking real British now. Swapping syllables around, just the first letter usually. And so you can say smart. If you try to say smart fellas really quickly, you'll end up doing a spoonerism accidentally. The skylight is giving us perfect view of the microplastics available to now inhale. As long as it's not asbestos. So professional. I'm trying. I need to get another one, but considering I was moving around a lot today, I thought that it would be helpful. I'm a fart smeller. That's the one. What is your plushie's name? That's Manu. M-A-N-U. Manu means bird in Maori, and he's a little kiwi bird. So that's the one. All right. 3 smart fellas. They felt smart. Rah! You just got to say it lots of times, quickly. That's the one that my brother always gave us as a tongue twister. 3 smart fellas. They felt smart. 3 smart Three smart fellas. They felt smart. 3 smart fellas. 3 smart fellas. They felt smart. 3 smart fellas. They felt smart. 3 smart fellas. They felt smart. Hey, I did it. Anyway. Your brother always smelled fart. Well, you know, whoever smelt it dealt it. Always trying to blame the dog when we didn't even have one, you know? Okay, we're almost done with the polystyrene. And I think we will call it a day after that. Because then I can ask some questions about the other contents in this attic, including paint. Behind you guys, there's a bunch of paint and soil. So I think that I probably will work on that either tomorrow or maybe offline, because I think that's something I have to palm off to Rumi to check what they want to do with their plant pots that have no plants in them. I don't want to know what horrid demise, because they do have soil in them. I don't want to know what happened to them. I think I've done a bad job at breaking this one up, or they were just huge. Whoever did the ram did the crime. Shit. You're not going to vacuum and blow out our air balls? I think that it would be nice. It would be nice. We can turn the microphone down again. Oh yeah, the bots I need to get up and running. Once we have the PC, the bot will be back from holiday, okay? And it will do all of the things required for a bot to do. Not this filthy Nightbot. And to be fair, it's not Nightbot's fault. It's my fault for not employing Nightbot properly. I haven't given them the tools that they require to do their job. And that's my fault. But I can still blame them for doing a bad job, you know. There we go. Okay. And then, I think, what's the time? Well, it's not quite lunchtime. But it could be brunch time. I haven't hated my coffees that I have collected over time. I've been to 4 different places now already in just a week. Yes, that goes to show how much coffee I have been attempting to drink. And I've not been disappointed. So I'll give coffee another crack. And then but I don't think I will go today. I'll be good girl. I will save my coffee monies for my room instead. No! Is there really going to be one more? Maybe I just broke this one really badly. I could get maybe a little bit extra in. But I think that I will not bother. Because I still have a whole bunch of other stuff. But I will say that I do not blame Rumi whatsoever for for not doing this sooner, because how ridiculous. Shouldn't that be an 8, not a B? I don't know. I'll look into all these things. I'd like to give coffee a crack. We will see coffee again at the end of the month. Or maybe next month, depending on when these things happen. No need to fear, the ruckus maker is here. Quite indeed. Hi, Bonnie. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. It's good to see you on an actual time zone that means you're not up in the middle of the night. You could download your old VODs from YouTube and add them on your main channel. Yeah, but then it's all messy and out of sync. You know, that doesn't appeal to me. Someone who likes things organized, I say in my attic. That doesn't suit me. Anyway, we've got the VOD channel up and running from my beginnings in this room. And so I did think about the VOD, having the VOD channel potentially as I could post really old VODs, because they're all just sitting on my hard drives. But that's scary. People will see me as a little baby. And I'll say dumber shit than I say now. And I'll not know when that happened. I'll have tons of VODs that I would have cried on. Do I really want to go back and post all of those? Probably not. Maybe. It's not like it's going to be the last time that I cry. Didn't you say you were going to delete it? Now, I'll leave it for now, and while I decide what to do with it. Don't want it messing up my algorithm. Hilarious. Once you get everything set up, could you upload some of your very old streams? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't know. It's nerving because I don't know what's on them. I know that sounds silly, but you know, sometimes I got upset and I don't know if I want to have those readily available to rewatch. I mean, I won't know which ones they were, but the principle still stands. A little baby indeed. Aren't you still a little baby? Only for a few more months. You say dumb shit? No, never, never. Crazy things? Yeah, exactly. That's why. The thing is, it's not that I'm scared that I've like gonna cancel myself. I'm just more so recognizing that there were times where I got sad, and I don't know if I really want to parade those times again. Not in a way that I'm like hiding it. It's just not exactly entertaining, I guess. Does that make sense? Anyway. We'll just keep all the times I cry for in the future rather than in the past. And that is a promise. In fact, that's a challenge. No, please don't make me cry. Like, what else? There's like this hole and that I could sneak a few extra things in, but I think I will leave it there for now. But there are these 2 blocks still. 3 bags already! They really are like bean bags. I think, yeah, therefore I am, that I may as well open up another one. There is one thing that I feel I could do. Yeah, that should be my monitor. Actually, that's a good point. Let me see if it actually is a monitor. It is a TV. There's 2 TVs. Well, that one can go in the bin at least. That's not recyclable. Huh. Well, it doesn't look like a monitor. It looks like a TV. Oh, I should look for an HDMI port. That's probably clever. They do have an HDMI port, so I guess I could use it as a monitor.
You woo, go take this $1 and get some proper Yorkshire. I'm more courageous, funny, smart, entertaining and even more wonderful that I think you know. Be kind to yourself. Stinky.
You're stinky. Thank you so very much. That is kind. I'm noticing a few things. So first things first, thank you guys for all the donations so far, including donating your time. We're about to hit another ad break and my laptop is about to run out of battery. So I think that what we'll do is we'll snooze the ads for but a moment. I think we may as well leave it there. Like, we got rid of the styrofoam. And considering everything else is, hi Raven, I think considering everything else is starting to crumble, that we may as well leave on a good note. So, I will not blast your eardrums. Actually, that'll be how we end. That'll be how we end. Just, I'm gonna say bye now, but I am going to be vacuuming, and so that's going to be the final little hurrah. Either the laptop will die, or I don't know. Yeah, we'll do a little vacuum. So I will mute the. I think that the microphone's actually very good at not having too bad a noise, because I've done like mixing in the kitchen, like a beta with these ones, and they've been okay. Beta, I hardly know it. But we'll test it out. I finally hit 550k wedges! Holy crap, that's incredible! All right, no skeletons in the attic, not yet. Just give it time. We're still figuring it out. But look, it's so much tidier already. 3 bags. We'll keep all of the bags as keepsakes. However, I will confess that there's still all of this to go through. So we've still got a long way. Maybe tomorrow I can put the camera on the other side and work on this half. So it's still a massive work in progress. The old TV does have an HDMI as well. Won't be good for gaming, but might be fine for a secondary. Yeah, so I'll have a look into it. Anyway, so I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Thank you so much for all of the chit chat today. I had a lot of fun, as always, when I get to hang out with you guys. And so I hope that to see some of you tomorrow. We're basically just going to be keep on working on things. If I don't see you tomorrow, it's because I felt like I didn't really have much to talk about, and we'll postpone it for the day after. But otherwise, we'll just keep on working on the attic. I hope you guys are enjoying this little work in progress, follow along, even if it took us a long time to get started. Keep Britain tidy. I like it. I like it. But yeah, thanks for turning up. Thanks for all the new follows. We had a lot of new friends join us today, so very much appreciated. Thanks for joining in on the YouTubes as well. And yes, we'll get some plant points back perhaps. I think that will be a good thing to do, especially since we do have sunlight up here, so I think they would survive. Thank you guys for stream. Racy to the bridge, I like it. Anything else? Be fine for gaming. It's not like Clem does competitive. Wow, wow, wow. The shame, the shame. Thanks, Zaga, that's cute. No, you're right, Schmick. Okay. Cool. Well, thanks, guys. I'll see you next time. I will not mute the vacuum. So if you want to turn things down, then that's probably on you. If things go black, it's because my laptop ran out of charge. So let's figure out how to use this thing, hey? I don't think you could see what I was actually doing, but it's very tightly wound. Okay, hopefully this works. Okay. It's not too loud. Why is it so... How do I tilt it? This is really embarrassing, guys. How do I tilt it? Why is the bottom not tilting? What does this do? That's not it. Help! Help! I don't know how to be a lady! Press it with your foot, put your foot on the bottom and it tilts. I don't know how to be a lady. I'm failing. What bottom? Oh. Thanks, guys. Oh, God. Okay, lock in. Wow! It's so powerful! Wait, I'll show you guys the ground. Whoa, it's like a bingo! It's a bingo! It's a lottery! Cool! Yay! The bit that I really wanted to fix! It's clean! Yahoo! Oh, my head's cut off. Wow! All the dust that I'm probably sucking up as well. Incredible! What an efficient vacuum. Yahoo! Get in there. Get in there, dust. Yahoo! I'm so happy. All of the soil. It's disappearing. All of the polystyrene too. How wonderful. Ow, my head. Wow, happy days. I hope that my roomie doesn't have a meeting on at the moment because they are working from home. Excellent. Ow! I'll get there eventually.
Oh, I'm so happy. Why is it so satisfying to have it all just slurped up like that? Is that just me? I know a lot of people don't really like cleaning, but it's so satisfying. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. Okay, I will worry about... There's like a massive piece of brick that can go in there, I think. Okay. Ooh, fancy. Let's check these over here for a tick and put all of the progress back where it was as a mess. And that way, bunk, I have learned the ways of the vacuum. We can get all of this as well. Oh yeah. That's the good stuff. Oh, there's so much crap. I think it's like all fallen from the wonky brick. All right. Yahoo! But a vacuum behind the door. I think what I'll do is I will have to vacuum again as well, because I want to vacuum inside the little room. But I'll try and move some of the stuff in there as well. You survived! The hose comes out also. Whoa! Whoa, there's so much gross stuff in there. Oh, it's awesome. Whoa! Damn. And then you put the handle on there, I take it? Maybe? Maybe not. That wouldn't make sense. How do I, what do I do with it? Whose hose is coming out? What do I do with it? Title of my sex tape. Ayo. Self-burn. How much to eat a spoonful of it? I've got a lot of expenses coming up, so I'll keep it low. $1,000. That's right. Pretty cheap. If you really think about it. Pretty cheap. Back at the handle should have a hole. Yeah, I could see. Oh yeah, clip hose here. That's what it says. Clip hose here. Hi Waffle. Good afternoon. What currency? American. Now I am really doubting my price point. That vacuum sucks. Yeah, it was great. I would have done New Zealand dollars. Oh, I will reconsider. I'll see how cheap I am. Get in between the couch cushions. Look at all this dust that's been stirred up. That's on the other side here. Oh, we're gonna do so much vacuuming. It looks so much better already. Don't you think, Manu? Ah, anywho. Make it Canadian so it's more expensive. Oh, maybe I should make it pounds. 5 years of selling appliances are paying off. Hell yeah, thank you for your help. I can do 5K, but I want 5 spoonfuls of it. No, I don't think I will make that deal. Need to tell you something. I had an Aussie in my Taco Bell. That's so cute. I hope you said g'day to them. There's probably more bits you can stick on there. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Careful in the attic. No, everything in here should be afraid of me. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for today. Thank you so much for joining. If you did enjoy yourself, consider following, consider subscribing, consider turning up again next time for more silly shenanigans, not actual cleaning. Let's be real, the cleaning, we were just here for a natter, and we did that for like 2 hours. So thank you guys for nattering. And I'm gonna go probably empty this because that looks disgusting. But I appreciate it. As we keep working on the setup, streams will be longer, so we'll get the Americans in the morning again. Yeah, the door, the little door to the storage. And I might see you guys tomorrow. If I don't see you tomorrow, it's because I have postponed. But I'll see you the next stream, whenever that might be. And I think that I'll probably just keep on tidying up a little bit. I want to chat to Rumi about what they want to do with all of this plant stuff, because maybe I can keep it. Maybe we can make our own plants. Wouldn't that be fun? All right. See you guys next time. I don't know who's on to raid, so that is one of the restrictions that I have of my little PC here, of my little laptop rather. So we won't worry about it today. But thank you guys, and wish me luck for pub trivia. That's what will happen next time. Make sure to ask me how I went at pub trivia, and I'll let you know what our team name ended up being as well. No, it's fine. We'll just end today. Thank you guys for the suggestions, though. Cool. It was a great time for this American specifically. Nonetheless, much appreciated. I'm done now. Goodbye.